Coconut is an important commodity for many countries in the world. Over 400 million farmers in the world rely on coconut products as their main source of livelihood and income. Total coconut farm area reached 12 million hectares with production reaching 69 million nuts per year. This equals to 11.6 million tons of copra. Still many farmers remain in unfavorable condition due to various factors including low productivity, old and senile plantations, lack of direct access to markets, limited financial assistance and losses due to pests, diseases, natural calamities and climate changes. It is in the context of addressing these problems that the International Coconut Community or ICC came to its existence. The ICC is organized under the aegis of the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific or UNESCAP. The ICC Secretariat is located in Jakarta and is headed by Executive Director. ICC has a vision to improve socio-economic welfare of farmers and other industry stakeholders in a vibrant coconut sector. The ICC was established in the 2nd of September 1969, and initially founded under the name of Asian and Pacific Coconut Community or APCC by 6 coconut-producing countries, namely India, Indonesia, Philippines, Sri Lanka, Malaysia and Thailand during a ministerial meeting in Sri Lanka in 1969. Mr. Godofredo P. Reyes Jr. from Philippines is the first APCC Executive Director. After Mr. Reyes, several personalities have taken the command of APCC as Executive Director, and they are Dr. P.G. Puchihewa, Mr. Norberto M. Bocita, Dr. P. Rethenham, Mr. Romulo N. Arancan Jr., Mr. Euron N. Salam, and the present Executive Director is Dr. Jelfina Sialo, the First Lady from the host country of Indonesia. Due to the increasing members, APCC's status was upgraded into a global organization under the name of International Coconut Community or ICC. The status of upgrade was made during APCC 53rd Session Ministerial in Tarawa, Kiribati on the 24th of October 2017.
Full members of the committee made up of 16 countries. In 2020, we have 20 full members. The Secretariat has that very important role to become the medium for communication, communicating new knowledge, new technology, and be able to enable the sharing of the experiences from the more advanced countries with those less advanced, the more productive countries to the ones less productive.
The official declaration of the global status and the name was notified by UN Secretariat during March 2018. Official launching of ICC happened during 55th session and the ministerial meeting at Manila, Philippines on the 28th of August 2019. Currently ICC has 20 members include 8 Asian countries: India, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Vietnam and Timor-Leste. 9 Pacific countries: Federated States of Micronesia, Fiji, Kiribati, Marshall Islands, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Solomon Islands, Tonga and Vanuatu. 1 Caribbean country, Jamaica, 1 African country, Kenya, and 1 country in South America, Guyana. The ICC has the main roles to assist member countries to increase productivity through conventional and non-conventional techniques. The ICC also aims to encourage the development of prospective products such as virgin coconut oil or VCO, coconut flour, coconut sugar and coconut waters, in which their demand has been increasing in recent years. There are so many advantages from consuming the coconut products, and each product has its own benefit. For example, VCO is good for lower plasma cholesterol, for antioxidant, for hair and skin care, and also good for wound healing. Coconut sugar could relieve the symptoms of diabetic neuropathy. Coconut milk provides a number of anti-aging benefits for the hair and skin. Coconut water is good for rehydration. Coconut flour could lower blood sugar and cholesterol. The activated carbon is good for remove toxins or chemicals post-ingestion. To achieve its objectives, the ICC organized various programs which are approved and finalizes during the ICC session and ministerial. The ministerial meeting is held annually to discuss and take decisions on programs to be undertaken by the community. So far 55 sessions have been held by the community, with the latest one being held in Manila in 2019. ICC's main programs include Cocotech Conference. It is the largest international conference dedicated solely on coconut development. The conference discusses current technical coconut development issues to find the best solution for all coconut stakeholders. So far 48 Cocotech conferences have been held by the community, with the latest one being held in Bangkok, Thailand in 2018. The Cocotech conference is best place for producers and buyers to do a business matching. The Cocotech conference is also a forum for researchers, processors, traders and policy makers to meet and exchange information. Training, workshop, seminar and symposium aimed improving the capacity, skill and knowledge of officers and farmers of the member countries. To disseminate information on coconut sector in member countries, ICC produces a number of publications which include website. ICC website presents information on various aspects of coconut, from cultivation, processing and marketing. It also presents price update of various coconut products such as coconut oil, copra, desiccated coconut, water, milk and other products. Beside the website, the ICC also published printed and digital version of publications such as Cocommunity, a monthly newsletter, CocoInfo International, a semi-annual non-technical magazine, and CORD Journal, a scientific journal on coconut. The ICC has launched a website designated specifically for CORD Journal, which has become a peer-reviewed journal and has been indexed in several indexing agencies. ICC's other publications include Coconut Statistics Yearbook and Market Directory of Coconut Exporters and Traders. A digital library has been developed to enable people access to a large amount of information wherever they are and whenever they need. To increase its role in developing coconut industry, the ICC has established cooperation with some international agencies for research and development, capacity building, technology transfer, seminar, and webinar. From January 2020, Coconut Genetic Resources Network or COGENT has become a major program of the ICC. COGENT is involved in the collection, conservation and analysis of coconut germplasm. The inclusion of COGENT's program within ICC is expected to strengthen ICC's role in revival of coconut industry.
Hello, my name's Vincent Johnson and I coordinate the International Coconut Genetic Resources Network within the international coconut community. The network has the mandate for supporting the conservation and use of coconut genetic resources across the world, linked to 5 international gene banks and 19 national collections under a network of 39 country partners.
The establishment of ICC also initiated the World Coconut Day, which is celebrated in every coconut-producing country. The World Coconut Day celebrations are carried out in the form of festivals, seminars, and others form of celebration. This event is observed to highlight the importance and uses of coconuts.
2nd September is celebrated as the World Coconut Day to mark the establishment of the international coconut community. The global market demand for coconut products is increasing, so synergies between coconut stakeholders is needed to increase production and to meet these growing demands. Such collaborations is also required to support value additions, processing and marketing of high-value coconut products, as well as to counter any adverse publicity against coconut and its products.
Challenges still lay ahead, but with hard work and strong cooperation and collaboration amongst the stakeholders, researchers and the farmers, the coconut sector can uplift from sunset to a sunrise industry.
Namaste, sir.
Good morning to all.
Ji, namaste.
शोभा जी नमस्कार।
Namaskar. Namaste, sir.
नमस्ते नमस्ते।
Good morning, all. We are about to kickstart the World Coconut Day celebrations of 2021. We are very honored and privileged to have the presence of our Honorable Minister for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Shri Narendra Singh Tomar ji, Honorable Ministers of State for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Shri Kailash Chowdhury ji and Ms. Shobha Karamlage ji, along with our beloved progressive farmers, researchers, entrepreneurs, scientists, and other stakeholders today. With the permission of our Honorable Minister for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, we request Sri Rajbir Singh ji, Joint Secretary MIDH and Chairman Coconut Development Board, to extend welcome to the distinguished dignitaries to this esteemed function. He will also be delivering a short presentation on the significance of World Coconut Day. We welcome you, sir. Thank you.
नमस्कार सर। नमस्कार सर। आज वर्ल्ड कोकोनट दिवस के अवसर पर मैं माननीय मंत्री जी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत करता हूं, जो अपने बहुत ही व्यस्त शेड्यूल से कार्यक्रम से टाइम निकाल के यहाँ पधार कर हमारे कार्यक्रम की शोभा बढ़ाई। मैं माननीय मंत्री श्री नरेंद्र सिंह तोमर जी का हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं। मैं हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं सुश्री मैडम शोभा करंदले जी, जो हमारे साथ बेंगलोर से जुड़े हमारे माननीय राज्य मंत्री जी, एंड हमारे राज्य मंत्री श्री कैलाश चौधरी जी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत करता हूं, जो अपने व्यस्त कार्यक्रम से समय निकालकर हमारे कार्यक्रम की शोभा बढ़ाने के लिए उपस्थित हैं। साथ ही साथ मैं वेलकम करता हूं हमारे सेक्रेटरी श्री संजय अग्रवाल सर का, जो हमारे पिलर ऑफ स्ट्रेंथ एंड मोटिवेशन है हम सब की पूरी टीम एग्रीकल्चर के लिए, हु हैज बीन वेरी सपोर्टिव इन ऑल द एंडीवर्स ऑफ द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर। मैं स्वागत करता हूं हमारे एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी श्री अभिलाष लिखी जी का भी, जो हमारे साथ उपस्थित है इस कार्यक्रम में। इसके अलावा मैं कृषि एवं किसान कल्याण मंत्रालय के सभी अधिकारी, सीनियर अधिकारीगण, केंद्र तथा राज्य सरकार की संस्थाओं और विभागों के सभी अधिकारीगण तथा हमारे कोकोनट कम्युनिटी से जुड़े हुए सभी किसान भाइयों का इस कार्यक्रम में बहुत बहुत स्वागत करता हूं। आज इस कोकोनट डे के दिवस पे, ये कोकोनट डे, वर्ल्ड कोकोनट डे हर साल 2 सितंबर को मनाया जाता है। इसके बारे में एक छोटा सा प्रेजेंटेशन मैं देना चाहता हूं कार्यक्रम की शुरुआत में, जिससे कि इसकी बैकग्राउंड के बारे में सभी अवगत हो। उसके बाद मैं कार्यक्रम से आगे बढ़ाने के लिए दीप्ति से निवेदन करूंगा। प्रेजेंटेशन प्लीज। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड सर। 2 सितंबर 1969 को यूनाइटेड नेशंस के जो एशिया पैसिफिक के लिए इकोनॉमिक एंड सोशल कमीशन स्थापित हुआ है, उसने 2 सितंबर 1969 को एक एशिया पैसिफिक कोकोनट कम्युनिटी की स्थापना की थी। उस टाइम पे सिर्फ एशिया के 6 लोग इसमें मेंबर थे। भारत उसका फाउंडर मेंबर रहा है इस एशिया पैसिफिक कोकोनट कम्युनिटी का। बाद में इसमें दूसरे एशिया के बाहर के जो कोकोनट ग्रोइंग कंट्री है वो भी सदस्य हो गए, तो इसको इंटरनेशनल कोकोनट कम्युनिटी के नाम से भी जाना जाता है। इसका हेडक्वार्टर सर इंडोनेशिया में जकार्ता में है, और आज इस इंटरनेशनल कोकोनट कम्युनिटी के 20 जो देश हैं आज सदस्य हैं। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। इसका सर मेन उद्देश्य ये था कि कोकोनट में क्षेत्र जो लगभग छोटे फार्मर जुड़े हुए हैं सर, उनका वेलबींग, उनका सोशल और इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट कैसे हो, वो इस इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी का मेन उद्देश्य है सर। इसके मिशन में 4-5 खास, एक तो प्रोडक्टिविटी कैसे बढ़ाई जाए, प्रोडक्टिविटी के साथ साथ प्रोडक्ट डाइवर्सिफिकेशन कैसे वैल्यू एडिशन क्या क्या करके जिससे किसानों की इनकम बढ़े, फिर इसमें रिसर्च और किसानों की कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग और ट्रांसपोर्ट टेक्नोलॉजी, ये इसका इंटरनेशनल कोकोनट कम्युनिटी का मेन उद्देश्य है सर। इसका साल में एक बार अधिवेशन होता है अलग अलग कंट्रीज में। इस बार अक्टूबर में ये वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग से जकार्ता में हो रहा है सर। और कोकोनट वर्ल्ड कोकोनट सेक्टर के लिए सबसे अपेक्स बॉडी है सर, और भारत इसका फाउंडर मेंबर रहा है, और आज 20 देश इसके सदस्य हैं। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। सर जो इसकी 25वीं मिनिस्ट्रियल मीटिंग हुई थी इंटरनेशनल कोकोनट कमेटी की 1998 में, तब ये निर्णय लिया गया था कि जो इसका फाउंडेशन डे है हमारा एशिया पैसिफिक कोकोनट काउंसिल का 2 सितंबर, बाद में इंटरनेशनल कोकोनट कम्युनिटी बन गया, कि इसको हम वर्ल्ड कोकोनट डे के बारे में, वर्ल्ड कोकोनट डे के तरीके से मनाएं। तो फर्स्ट जो वर्ल्ड कोकोनट डे था वो 2 सितंबर 1999 को मनाया गया था सर। इसका उद्देश्य यही है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा इसके क्रॉप के बारे में और नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल फोकस इस क्रॉप के बारे में डाइवर्ट किया जाए इसको वर्ल्ड कोकोनट डे के माध्यम से, उसी इसका मेन उद्देश्य है सर। और जो फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड कोकोनट डे का जो थीम था वो था सर प्लांट कोकोनट, ईट कोकोनट, ड्रिंक कोकोनट, यूज कोकोनट। ये फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड कोकोनट डे का थीम था सर। और आज हम 23वां, नेक्स्ट प्लीज, आज हम 23वां वर्ल्ड कोकोनट डे मना रहे हैं सर। इसका इंटरनेशनल कोकोनट कम्युनिटी ने जो थीम दिया है वो सर बिल्डिंग ए सेफ, inclusive, resilient and sustainable coconut community amid COVID-19 pandemic and beyond। ये सर इंटरनेशनल कोकोनट कमेटी ने इसका वर्ल्ड कोकोनट डे का थीम दिया है। नेक्स्ट, अभी सर हम 1999 से लगातार हर वर्ष 2 सितंबर को वर्ल्ड कोकोनट डे मनाते आ रहे हैं सर। नॉर्मली हम कोकोनट डे पे हमारे जो उद्यमी फार्मर, जो अच्छे फार्मर्स हैं, एंटरप्राइजिंग हैं, किसान हैं जिन्होंने अच्छा काम किया, उनको हम अवार्ड वगैरह देते रहे हैं। लेकिन पेंडेमिक की वजह से पिछले 2 साल से सर ये फिजिकल प्रोग्राम नहीं हो पा रहा है, तो अवार्ड वितरण भी नहीं हो पाया सर। जब हालात सामान्य रहे तो अगले साल, पिछले 2-3 साल के सभी किसानों को सम्मानित आपके तो करवाएंगे सर। दूसरा सर, इसमें कोकोनट के बारे में ज्यादा से ज्यादा अवेयरनेस कैसे की जाए और कोकोनट को कैसे ज्यादा से ज्यादा किसानों की इनकम बढ़ाने का एक जरिया बनाया जाए, वैल्यू एडिशन से, प्रोडक्ट डाइवर्सिफिकेशन से और इंटीग्रेटेड कोकोनट फार्मिंग सिस्टम से ज्यादा से ज्यादा ऐसा कैसे उपयोग किया जाए, वो इसका मेन उद्देश्य है सर। इसके बारे में जागृति फैलाना कोकोनट डे का मेन उद्देश्य रहा है। और नेक्स्ट, इसके बारे में नेक्स्ट, ये सब हिंदुस्तान में अपने कोकोनट का मोटर क्या सिनेरियो है उसका थोड़ा सा ब्रीफ, और उसमें कोकोनट बोर्ड ने अभी तक क्या अग्रणी भूमिका निभाई है उसके बारे में 2-4 स्लाइड का प्रेजेंटेशन है सर। कोकोनट सर करीबन 1.25 करोड़ लोगों की रोजी रोटी का जरिया है। हिंदुस्तान में लगभग 30 लाख लोग कोकोनट की खेती करते हैं और करीबन 21 लाख हेक्टेयर एरिया है सर कोकोनट का। तो 18 से 19 मेन स्टेट हैं जहाँ कोकोनट ग्रोइंग होता है, जो ग्रीन में दिखाया गया है साउदर्न पार्ट में जहाँ, और 4 स्टेट है सर ये अपना करीबन 90% कोकोनट 4 साउदर्न स्टेट्स में होता है, तमिलनाडु, कर्नाटका, केरला और आंध्र प्रदेश में, और लगभग 20 राज्यों में कोकोनट की खेती होती है। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। अब सर कोकोनट का कुल एरिया सर लगभग 22 लाख हेक्टेयर है, लगभग 20 राज्यों में फैला हुआ है। कोकोनट का प्रोडक्शन सर 21,207 मिलियन टन है, यानी कि 2,12,070 लाख टन नट्स हैं। नट्स में प्रोडक्शन होता है और टन में नहीं होता सर, गिना जाता है सर। और सर भारत पूरे विश्व का 34% जो प्रोडक्शन है उसे अकेले भारत में होता है। और अपनी कोकोनट प्रोडक्टिविटी भी वर्ल्ड में हाईएस्ट है सर, 9,687 नट्स पर हेक्टर अपनी हाईएस्ट प्रोडक्टिविटी है सर। ये प्रोडक्टिविटी 2017-18 में 10,000 क्रॉस हो गई थी, तो बीच में साइक्लोन्स वगैरह की वजह से और कोविड की वजह से थोड़ी सी डाउन आई, बट स्टिल इट इज हाईएस्ट इन द वर्ल्ड सर। ये सर करीबन 1.25 करोड़ लोगों की रोजी रोटी का जरिया है, जिसमें 30 लाख फैमिली जुड़ी हुई है। एक फैमिली के 4-5 सदस्य से मानकर तो 1.25 करोड़ लोगों की रोजी रोटी का जरिया है सर। नेक्स्ट, ये सर कोकोनट डेवलपमेंट बोर्ड की मोटी मोटी स्कीमें हैं सर, जिनके माध्यम से हम किसानों को और रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूशंस को, एफपीओज को और इंडिविजुअल फार्मर्स को इसमें मदद करते हैं सर। इसमें 2 तरह की स्कीमें हैं सर, एक हम सीधे राज्य सरकारों को देते हैं, दूसरा सर जो कोकोनट ये टेक्नोलॉजी मिशन है सर, इसमें हम टेक्नोलॉजी मिशन में रिसर्च करवाते हैं एग्रीकल्चर इंस्टीट्यूट से और अपने आईसीआर इंस्टीट्यूट से, एग्रीकल्चर यूनिवर्सिटी से, कि कोकोनट में वैल्यू एडिशन कैसे किया जाए, उसका प्रोडक्ट डाइवर्सिफिकेशन कैसे किया जाए, और इसी में सर उसको नए प्लांट लगाने के लिए आर्थिक सहायता दी जाती है। जो प्लांटिंग मटेरियल का है वो सर 3-4 अपने 11 डेमोस्ट्रेशन कम सीड फार्म कोकोनट बोर्ड के हैं सर, 11 जहाँ पे सीडलिंग न्यूक्लियस कोकोनट सीड गार्डन होते हैं, जहाँ से किसानों को सीडलिंग दी जाती है सर। रीजनल कोकोनट नर्सरी सर केंद्र और राज्य सरकार की संस्थाओं के मार्फत से स्थापित की जाती है। स्मॉल कोकोनट नर्सरी इंडिविजुअल फार्मर्स को मदद की जाती है सर। बाकी एरिया एक्सपेंशन, रिजुवेनेशन, इंटीग्रेटेड फार्मिंग सिस्टम का सर ये है कि कोकोनट का प्रोडक्ट आने में 5-6 साल लग जाते हैं सर, और एक हेक्टेयर में करीबन 160-170 प्लांट होते हैं, तो एरिया बहुत बचता है। तो उसके बीच में उसको कैसे उस एरिया को फ्रूटिंग के आने से पहले हम यूज किया जाए, इंटीग्रेटेड फार्मिंग सिस्टम है सर। उसके लिए डेमोस्ट्रेशन प्लॉट वगैरह किसानों को बता के उनको एग्जाम्पल देके उनको सिखाया जाता है सर। फिर एक्सटेंशन इन्फॉर्मेशन स्किल डेवलपमेंट का है सर, और 2 अपनी स्कीमें हैं सर, कोकोनट पाम इंश्योरेंस स्कीम और केरा सुरक्षा इंश्योरेंस स्कीम। इसमें सर स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का भागीदारी रहती है, तो इसमें थोड़ा सा कुछ राज्यों की भागीदारी कम है, तो लेकिन स्कीमें अभी अपनी दोनों अमल में है सर। नेक्स्ट सर, ये अपने कोकोनट बोर्ड की सहायता से, आर्थिक सहायता से इतनी सारी टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप हुई है सर। तो वर्जिन कोकोनट ऑयल की है, कोकोनट मिल्क की है, पाउडर है, पैक टेंडर कोकोनट वाटर है। ये सारी टेक्नोलॉजी अब नीरा और नीरा बेस्ड प्रोडक्ट्स के लिए सर। तो इन सारी टेक्नोलॉजीज के लिए सर हमने रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट को सहायता दी है, उन्होंने नई नई टेक्नोलॉजी विकसित करके किसानों को मदद की है सर। और टेक्नोलॉजी मिशन में सर इन टेक्नोलॉजी की मदद से छोटे यूनिट स्थापित करने के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी मिशन के अंतर्गत उनको आर्थिक सहायता दी जाती है सर। तो अब तक सर कोकोनट बोर्ड ने 530 ऐसी इकाइयों को सहायता दी है, जिसमें लगभग 3609 मिलियन नट्स पर ईयर का प्रोसेसिंग हो जाता है। उस प्रोसेसिंग से सर ये कोकोनट ऑयल भी बनता है, पाउडर भी बनता है, फ्लेक्स भी बनते हैं, और अलग अलग तरह की सारी कोकोनट प्रोडक्ट इससे बनते हैं सर। शुगर भी बनता है सर इसका। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। अब सर ये कोकोनट बोर्ड को सर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉमर्स ने 2009 में एक्सपोर्ट प्रमोशन काउंसिल के तरीके इसको रिकॉग्नाइज किया है सर, फॉर कोकोनट एक्सेप्ट क्वायर प्रोडक्ट्स। कोकोनट का कोई भी प्रोडक्ट हो, सिर्फ क्वायर को छोड़ के, उसके लिए एक्सपोर्ट प्रमोशन काउंसिल का काम भी कोकोनट डेवलपमेंट बोर्ड करता है सर। और 2020-21 में सर लगभग 2300 करोड़ का इसका कोकोनट एक्सपोर्ट हुआ है, जो 2019-20 के मुकाबले 30% ज्यादा है। और इसमें मेजर जो कोकोनट प्रोडक्ट एक्सपोर्ट होते हैं सर, वो कोकोनट ऑयल है, ड्राई कोकोनट है, डेसिकेटेड फ्रेश कोकोनट, कोकोनट वर्जिन कोकोनट ऑयल। और इसमें सर हम क्वायर का भी एक्सपोर्ट मिलाएं तो करीबन 5900 करोड़ का एक्सपोर्ट होता है सर। लेकिन क्वायर के लिए मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉमर्स का अलग से क्वायर बोर्ड है, वो देखता है सर। अपन सिर्फ अदर देन क्वायर जो भी प्रोडक्ट है उसके लिए कोकोनट बोर्ड इज एक्टिंग एज ए प्रमोशन एक्सपोर्ट प्रमोशन काउंसिल। सर ये एक बहुत अच्छा नोवल इनिशिएटिव है सर कोकोनट बोर्ड का सर, क्योंकि सारे फार्मर इसमें लगभग स्मॉल और मार्जिनल फार्मर्स हैं। तो इसमें सर 3 टियर का हमने एक एफपीओज का एक रिवर्स स्ट्रक्चर वहाँ चल रहा है सर, क्योंकि मैं तो अभी जुड़ा हूँ कोकोनट बोर्ड से, बट बहुत अच्छा यूनिक मॉडल है सर ये। इन्होंने करीबन सर 30 लाख में से 10 लाख फार्मर इस इनिशिएटिव के भागीदार हैं। इसमें सर 9785 कोकोनट प्रोड्यूसर सोसाइटी बनाई हुई है, उनकी फेडरेशन है 747 और उनकी कंपनियां हैं 67। और इसमें सर 10 लाख फार्मर इन्वॉल्व हैं और करीबन 120 मिलियन पाम यानी कि 1200 लाख पाम इसमें कवर होते हैं। तो इनके सर मेन ये है कि एक तो कोकोनट पॉइंट्स इन्होंने जगह जगह बनाए हैं साउथ इंडिया में, इनको कोकोनट के प्रोडक्ट्स प्रमोट करने के लिए। कोकोनट नर्सरीज और प्लांटिंग मेटेरियल प्रोडक्शन के लिए सर ये अपनी सोसाइटियां काम करती हैं, और इनको सर डायरेक्ट आर्थिक सहायता दी जाती है अपनी स्कीमों के तहत कोकोनट बोर्ड से। और दूसरा सर कोपरा ड्राई और कोकोनट ऑयल मेकिंग यूनिट्स वगैरह सोसाइटियां चलाती हैं सर। नेक्स्ट, ये सर अपना जो कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग का है सर, ग्रीन कॉलर एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज जिसको नाम दिया है सर कोकोनट बोर्ड ने। इसमें नीरा की टेक्नोलॉजी, नीरा को कैसे टैप किया जाए उसके टेक्नीशियन के ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम है। फ्रेंड्स ऑफ कोकोनट ट्री का एक वहाँ कॉन्सेप्ट है सर कि कोकोनट से रिलेटेड कोई बिजनेस हो के कोकोनट का इंश्योरेंस हो गया, कोकोनट हार्वेस्टिंग का हो गया, पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट हो गया, वैल्यू एडिशन हो गया, इसको मिला के सर कुल 65,000 यूथ को सर इसमें ट्रेनिंग दिया गया है और 2600 के करीब नीरा टेक्नीशियन को ट्रेनिंग किया गया है सर। ये कोकोनट बोर्ड की मोटी मोटी उपलब्धियां सर। अब इसके आगे सर ये कोकोनट बोर्ड का जो मेन इसमें रोल रहा है कोकोनट सेक्टर को विकास करने में, बाकी स्कीमों का मैं डिटेल नहीं कर रहा सर, क्योंकि आज हम वर्ल्ड कोकोनट दिवस मना रहे हैं। तो मैं यहाँ मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन खत्म करके सर आगे का कार्यक्रम बढ़ाने की आपकी अनुमति चाहता हूँ सर। दीप्ति प्लीज।
Thank you, sir, for the warm welcome extended to our dignitaries and also the information shared on the relevance of World Coconut Day and a brief on the CDB activities. Shri Sanjay Agarwal, sir, Secretary, Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, has always been at the forefront in promoting the development of the coconut sector in India. We wish to invite our respected Secretary Agriculture to address this virtual gathering of stakeholders in the coconut sector across the country. Well, welcome you, sir.
माननीय कृषि मंत्री जी, माननीय दोनों राज्य मंत्री जी, अभिलक्ष्य लेखी, राजवीर, कोकोनट बोर्ड से जुड़े हुए समस्त पदाधिकारीगण, सभी किसान बंधुओं, सबसे पहले माननीय कृषि मंत्री का बहुत आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूँ। उसके साथ आपका लगातार नेतृत्व में मार्गदर्शन भी मिलता है और हर कार्यक्रम में सर आपकी सक्रिय भागीदारी को प्राप्त होती है, जो हमको बहुत मनोबल देता है। ये चीज मैं दोनों राज्य मंत्री के लिए धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ आपके सक्रिय भागीदारी के लिए। वर्ल्ड कोकोनट डे का सेलिब्रेशन आजादी के 75 वर्ष के अमृत महोत्सव के पृष्ठभूमि में किया जा रहा है। कोकोनट खेत में जो है सबको मेरी बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं, बहुत बहुत बधाई। और जब इस पृष्ठभूमि में आजादी के 75 वर्ष की पृष्ठभूमि में और एक दिवस हम लोग सेलिब्रेट करते हैं, एक अवसर प्रदान करता है देखें कि पास्ट में क्या उपलब्धि प्राप्त हुई है, हमने पास्ट में क्या किया है और आगे की परिकल्पना, संकल्पना, संकल्प क्या है और क्या दिशा हमारी मूव हो सकती है। एज कृषि सचिव और कृषि विभाग भारत सरकार के लिए मेरी बहुत ही सुखद अनुभूति होती है। अभी मैं शायद पिछले साल पूरे वर्ल्ड में बोला भी था कि बहुत सारी चीजों में हमारी प्रोडक्टिविटी, प्रोडक्शन में तो हम बहुत देश दुनिया में आगे रहते हैं, हमेशा कई चीजों प्रोडक्शन बहुत ज्यादा रहता है, बट प्रोडक्टिविटी में कोकोनट ऐसा क्षेत्र है जिसमें हम दुनिया के शीर्षतम में रहे हैं। और सेकंड जो हमारा शायद वियतनाम आता है उससे भी 10% से ऊपर है और एक कंटिन्यूस चला गया है। तो जाहिर है जो अभी परिकल्पना पेश की थी राजवीर ने कि कैसे सोसाइटीज की फॉर्मेशन करके और कैसे रिसर्च को, तकनीक को नीचे तक पहुंचने के लिए पूरा तंत्र बना हुआ है और 10 लाख का तंत्र पूरा बना हुआ है। तो मेरे विचार से कृषि मंत्रालय भी उसमें सब करके कहना चाहूंगा कि हमारे क्रॉप मंत्रालय भी इसको बहुत डिटेल में अध्ययन करे और हॉर्टिकल्चर क्षेत्र में कृषि राज्य हम अध्ययन करके इस तरह का सिस्टम हॉर्टिकल्चर प्रोड्यूस में भी विकसित करने का प्रयास करें। विशेषकर देखते हो कि 10,000 एफपीओ बनाने की योजना है जिसके अंतर्गत जैसे प्रोडक्टिविटी क्षेत्र में, अन्य क्षेत्रों में भी इसके सुखद अनुभव का लाभ लेते हुए आगे बढ़ पाए। इसी का सुखद परिणाम ये होगा कि आपको सबको पता है कि कोकोनट क्रॉप भी एमएसपी क्षेत्र के अंदर आता है और काफी क्रॉप एमएसपी के ऊपर नीचे उतार चढ़ाव रहता है, जिसमें काफी क्रॉप्स एमएसपी क्रॉप्स के अंतर्गत है। अधिकांश समय में एमएसपी के नीचे रहती है और कुछ समय में एमएसपी के ऊपर जाती है, जिसमें दाल, तेल, तिलहन हमारा उसके ऊपर चल रहा है। और कोकोनट ऐसा क्षेत्र है जिसमें 3 साल में देखा अधिकांश समय में एमएसपी के ऊपर चलता है, कुछ ही समय में नीचे आता है। तो दिस इज अ वेरी पॉजिटिव साइड। तो जाहिर है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चीजों करना, वैल्यू एडिशन में जोर देना, इस पे बहुत सारी चीजें करके टेकअप कर पाए। बहुत कुछ चीजें हुई है, काफी कोकोनट डेवलपमेंट बोर्ड ने काफी की है और सरकार का एक नीचे हाल में निर्णय किया गया माननीय मंत्री के अंदर, जिसके कोकोनट डेवलपमेंट बोर्ड का अब शीर्षतम प्रोटेक्ट चेयरमैन में एक बाहर से नॉन अधिकारी के रूप में एक जनप्रतिनिधि के रूप में नामित कर पाए, जिससे कि उसका वो रीच पड़ पाए। और कोकोनट डेवलपमेंट बोर्ड के स्वरूप में काफी अंतर पार्लियामेंट किया गया, जिसमें स्टेट की भागीदारी, लोगों की भागीदारी बढ़ाया जाए, जिससे काम बहुत अच्छा हुआ है और एक्टिविटी करके अब करके टेकअप करके प्लांटिंग मटेरियल पे टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांसफर जोर देना, नीरा पर जोर देना, बहुत कुछ महत्वपूर्ण चीज की गई है। बट आज मैं माननीय मंत्री सामने ये सब देखते हुए कि कोकोनट बोर्ड में परिवर्तन भी किया गया है, आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव भी चल रहा है। तो मोटे तौर पे कोकोनट बोर्ड का जब प्रस्तुतिकरण किया था राजवीर ने, उसके 4 सूत्र थे इंडियन इंटरनेशनल काउंसिल के, जिसके अंदर पहला सूत्र था प्रोडक्शन को बढ़ाना और प्रोडक्टिविटी को बढ़ाना, फार्मिंग सिस्टम्स को बढ़ाना। उस दिशा में भले ही कुछ काम हुआ है, उसकी वर्तमान स्थिति में आगे क्या संभावना है उस सूत्र के ऊपर। दूसरा स्तंभ जो इसके ऊपर था प्रोडक्ट डाइवर्सिफिकेशन और क्वालिटी मैनेज करना और स्पेशली मार्केट में गैदर करना, एक्सपोर्ट के मार्केट गैदर करना, काफी एक्सपोर्ट प्रवृत्ति भी है। तो सेकंड स्तंभ में प्रोडक्ट क्वालिटी बढ़ाना, इस दिशा में मार्केट रिसर्च, प्रमोशन एक्टिविटी और कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग टेक्नोलॉजी, चारों स्तंभ पे पूरी समीक्षा करके सर पूरा एक व्हाइट पेपर बना के आपके सामने हम एक रखेंगे, जिससे उस दिशा में मार्केट में पुनः शब्दों के साथ सभी को आज के शुभ अवसर पर सबको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं और माननीय मंत्री जी, राज्य मंत्री का पुनः आभार। आप कार्यक्रम जुड़े, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, sir, for the informative address. We assure that we'll try our level best to strive hard for the development of the sector. Sri Kailash Chaudhary, Minister of State for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, who is a Member of Parliament from Barmer, Rajasthan, has always been with the farming community and a leader in striving for their social development. He is joining his virtual gathering from New Delhi. We are honored to invite you, sir, to address the stakeholders in the coconut community. We welcome you, sir.
विश्व नारियल दिवस समारोह में हमारे मध्य उपस्थित हमारे मंत्री जी माननीय श्री नरेंद्र सिंह जी तोमर साहब, आज के कार्यक्रम के मुख्य अतिथि, और वर्चुअल से जुड़े हुए हमारे राज्य मंत्री बहन शोभा जी, और जो हमारे सेक्रेटरी साहब संजय जी और अभिलेख लेखी जी, एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी और जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी राजवीर सिंह जी, और सभी उपस्थित अधिकारीगण और सभी देश भर से जुड़े हुए सभी किसान भाइयों और बहनों, सबसे पहले तो मैं आज विश्व नारियल दिवस के इस शुभ अवसर पर बहुत बहुत बधाई और शुभकामना देना चाहूंगा कि आज ये 23वां अपन विश्व नारियल दिवस मना रहे हैं और निश्चित रूप से आज ये देश के लिए बहुत ही अच्छा और सुखद अनुभव है कि नारियल के क्षेत्र के अंदर, जैसा अभी राजवीर जी ने हम सबको प्रेजेंटेशन के माध्यम से बताया, और आने वाले समय के अंदर निश्चित रूप से नारियल के माध्यम से हम देश के अंदर किसान और किसानी को बढ़ा सकते हैं और किसान को लाभ भी दिला सकते हैं। जैसा कि प्रधानमंत्री जी का विजन है कि 2022 तक किसान की इनकम डबल करना है, तो उसमें सबसे बड़ा योगदान भी नारियल के किसानों का होगा, क्योंकि नारियल के किसान जिस तरह से आज मैं देख रहा हूं कि किसानों का, नारियल के किसानों ने जो पिछले लगातार इतने वर्षों के अंदर जो काम हुआ है, और उसको देखते हुए हमें आने वाले समय के अंदर भी, जैसा भी सेक्रेटरी साहब ने भी कहा और राजवीर जी ने भी कहा कि हमें उत्पादन में भी वृद्धि करनी है और उत्पादकता में भी, और वैल्यू एडिशन के ऊपर भी हमें काम करने की आवश्यकता है। और इस सब को लेकर भारत सरकार ने लगातार किसानों के लिए, जैसा कि बजट के अंदर बढ़ाने का प्रावधान किया हो, आज कृषि का बजट भी है तो लगभग, जैसा कि पहले के अनुपात में, अगर 2014 के अनुपात में देखा जाए तो लगभग 5-6 गुना वृद्धि की गई है। 2014 तक कृषि का टोटल जो बजट होता था, सभी किसान बंधु सुन रहे हैं कि कृषि का टोटल जो बजट होता था वही लगभग 30 या 22 हजार करोड़ रुपए हुआ करता था, लेकिन आज 1,22,000 करोड़ रुपए कृषि का टोटल बजट है। तो इससे ही अनुमान लगाया जा सकता है कि माननीय नरेंद्र सिंह जी तोमर साहब के नेतृत्व में जिस तरह से कृषि के अंदर काम किया जा रहा है, और उससे आने वाले समय के अंदर किसानों की इनकम तो बढ़ेगी, लेकिन देश की जीडीपी भी बढ़ेगी, और देश की जीडीपी में सबसे बड़ा योगदान किसानों का होने वाला है, और उसमें भी कोकोनट के किसानों का निश्चित रूप से होगा, क्योंकि लगभग 1.25 करोड़ किसान है जो देश के अंदर कोकोनट की खेती करते हैं। और आने वाले समय के अंदर जो प्रधानमंत्री जी ने और माननीय तोमर साहब के नेतृत्व में जो सबसे महत्वपूर्ण कार्यक्रम किया जा रहा है, जिसमें अभी सोसाइटी का जिक्र भी किया गया, और जब समूह बनता है और संगठित होते हैं तो उससे निश्चित रूप से उससे लाभ होता है, और उसी का परिणाम है कि आज नारियल के किसान है वो निश्चित रूप से इसके अंदर लाभ भी ले रहे हैं। और जैसा कि एफपीओ बनाए जा रहे हैं, उन एफपीओ के माध्यम से छोटे किसान है, वो सब छोटे किसान मिलकर अगर संगठित होकर अगर काम करेंगे और इस एफपीओ के माध्यम से जो सरकार की योजना है उसके अनुसार अगर उसका सदस्य बनकर और हम उसका प्रोसेसिंग और करके और स्वयं बेचेंगे, तो मैं सोचता हूँ कि निश्चित रूप से इनकम बढ़ेगी। जैसा कि आज नारियल के हमें पेय पदार्थ के रूप में भी उपयोग करते हैं, और इसके साथ ही खाने में भी उपयोग किया जाता है, और साथ ही मैं इसको धर्म से भी जोड़ता हूँ, क्योंकि धर्म के अंदर भी हम देखते हैं कि जहाँ भी यज्ञ किया जाता है तो वहां पर भी नारियल का उपयोग होता है। तो आज ऐसा महत्वपूर्ण हमारा जो ये एक जिसकी पूजा भी करते हैं, तो ऐसा नारियल का पौधा है जो आने वाले समय में मैं यही कहूंगा कि इसके लिए हमें और भी वैल्यू एडिशन के करके हम किस तरह से इनको एक लाभकारी बना सकते हैं और इसको और ज्यादा किसानों के लिए लाभदायक बना सकते हैं। तो इस दृष्टि से भारत सरकार लगातार प्रयास कर रही है, और किसानों के लिए भारत सरकार हमेशा समर्पित रही है, और भारत सरकार ने किसानों के लिए जो इन पिछले लगातार 10-8 साल से, जब से मोदी जी की 7 वर्ष हो गए सरकार बनी है, तब से किसान और किसान को महत्व में प्राथमिकता में रखकर सरकार ने काम किया है, और उसी का परिणाम है कि आज हम कृषि के अंदर, मैं सोचता हूँ कि लॉकडाउन रहा देश के अंदर, कोरोना का संकट का काल था, और उसके बावजूद भी कृषि के अंदर कोई ज्यादा प्रभाव नहीं पड़ा, क्योंकि उत्पादन जो होना चाहिए था देश में सभी सेक्टर के अंदर, जहां एक तरह से लॉकडाउन था, लेकिन कृषि के अंदर समय पर एडवाइजरी जारी की गई और मजदूरों के अंदर भी छूट दी गई, किसानों को भी छूट दी गई, जो मशीनरीज है उसका भी ट्रांसपोर्टेशन की छूट दी गई और खरीद भी समय पर हुई, चाहे एमएसपी के माध्यम से खरीद हो, चाहे नारियल की हो या अन्य फसलें हो तो उसको भी एमएसपी के ऊपर खरीद केंद्र भी उस समय संख्या भी बढ़ाकर कि किसान को किसी प्रकार का नुकसान नहीं हो, इस दृष्टि से सरकार ने काम किया और उसी का परिणाम है कि आज इस लॉकडाउन के अंदर भी कृषि के अंदर उत्पादन में भी वृद्धि हुई और जो एग्रीकल्चर के अंदर लगभग उस समय को लॉकडाउन के अंदर भी लगभग 3% तक उत्पादन में वृद्धि करना ये दर्शाता है कि भारत सरकार है वो निश्चित रूप से किसानों के लिए समर्पित है और आने वाले समय में जो हमारे नारियल बोर्ड के माध्यम से और नारियल के किसानों के लिए जो अभी राजवीर जी ने प्रेजेंटेशन के माध्यम से जो योजनाएं बताई है कि किसान को डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट हो या चाहे टिश्यू कल्चर से हो या नर्सरी के माध्यम से उनको सहायता प्रदान करने का हो, इस दिशा के अंदर सरकार काम कर रही है और माननीय तोमर साहब हमेशा हर छोटे छोटे इशू पर चिंता भी करते हैं और प्रधानमंत्री जी का जो लक्ष्य है उसको पूरा करने के लिए मंत्रालय के द्वारा सभी अधिकारियों के द्वारा भी प्रयास किया जा रहा है और ये मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि आने वाले समय के अंदर किसान की इनकम बढ़ेगी और 2022 का लक्ष्य भी पूरा करेंगे और उससे भी हम निश्चित रूप से आगे जाएंगे। तो इस अवसर पर मैं अंत में सबको बहुत बहुत शुभकामना देता हूँ। आज इस विश्व नारियल दिवस के अवसर पर सबको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं, बहुत बहुत आभार, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir, for the inspiring address. Ms. Shobha Karandlaje, the Minister of State for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, who is a Member of Parliament from Udupi Chikmagalur constituency in Karnataka. Hailing from the coconut growing belt in the country, Madam has always been supportive in developmental programs for the coconut community. She is joining this virtual meeting from Bangalore, and we are happy and privileged to invite you, Madam, to deliver the address.
मान्य तोमर जी, मान्य कैलाश जी, नमस्कार. Secretary Sub Sanjay ji, all my officials and stakeholders, especially exporters, coconut growers, who are all participated in this World Coconut Day. It is my pleasure to join with you all in this important program. Coconut is a divine fruit. It is the part and parcel of our day-to-day rituals, traditions, in all parts of India, I think, and also with us especially, it is a food and beverage in coconut growing states. Coconut is an all-in-one and wonder food. It gives food, nutrition, energy fibers, timber and valuable bioresources having the potential to transform regional economy through product diversification and effective use of byproducts. Every part of coconut is useful. The coconut cell, the coconut husk, coconut leaves, coconut tree, and almost everything in the coconut tree is usable. That's why it is called Kalpavruksha, the divine tree. Very happy to know that the lauric acid is found only in mother's milk, but it is great to know that lauric acid is available in only coconut. And coconut in coconut product is this substitute to mother's milk also. 90% of coconut growers, small and marginal farmers, they earn their livelihood from selling their coconut cells, coconut husk, and coconut oil, and also tender coconuts. To double the farmers' income in coconut field, we have to focus on 4 key points, I think, sir. This is why everybody has to focus on these. A high yield coconut saplings to be given to the farmers to boost the quality and quantity of the coconut. And also you have to focus on mixed crop, cultivation of coconut trees along with other crops. Protection of coconut from menace of rats and monkeys. The monkeys really harming our coconut growers. Many of the coconut growers in my area, especially Western Ghats, they are removing their coconut trees because the monkeys are really affecting the tender coconuts. They are removing and they are wasting. We have to focus on production, processing, marketing, and exports of coconut products. Now that the central government has for the first time removed the ban on export of coconuts. Focus encouragement needs to be given for the more production, processing, marketing, exports of coconut products. I think involving farmers and private players. Price guarantee to protect the farmers assures him to the against price fall and encourage more farmers to get into coconut farming. I think the Coconut Board, APEDA, DGFT, food processing and marketing departments from the different states should to come together for coconut related products, thereby boosting the exports. For the first time, Government of India has allowed a non-executive to be the chairman, thereby allowing a coconut farmer to bring to the table his expertise to boost the production and productivity of coconuts. India is the third in the world in terms of production of coconut. Indonesia lands first, and its size of coconut and also the double the size of Indian coconut. The coconut variety of Indonesia is really great, and we have to do something on this about the research R&D field. India is the third world in the terms of production of coconut. Indonesia is that's what we have to focus on this. To compete with the high quality of exporting countries like Indonesia, Philippines, Malaysia, our farmers should give high quality saplings to produce export quality coconuts. I understand there is not enough climate resilient interventions reached to the farmers. This is the need of the hour, and we have to address immediately. They all should come together to address the issues like low quality planting materials, narrow genetic base, and non-availability of location-specific indigenous varieties. There is also a need of developing plants in different varieties separately for coconut oil, tender coconut, and coconut milk. This is the separate varieties. Actually, we have to do some R&D work in this field. We need to get GI tagging for our important indigenous coconut varieties to get the economic benefits of our farmers, and also to protect our varieties, like our age-old varieties. I think for the example, the tall coconut in Tamil Nadu exhibits its full genetic potential only in this geographical location, and this is greatly attributed to the traditional knowledge of our farmers. This native tall coconut received the geographical indication tag in 2008. I think Neera's, the sweet toddy, is a natural and non-alcoholic beverage. In nutritional values, we have to step into the international market in this Neera beverage. The Coconut Board has to take initiative to promote Neera tapping in other states also. And there is a need of taking policy decision in many states, because many states are opposed to this tapping of Neera from coconut trees. That's why we have to talk with all the state government also. You have to include state government in this, it's a warlike situation now. Lakshadweep is doing wonders in Neera. There is a big demand for coconut products in different parts of the world. I take this opportunity to congratulate the scientists of CPCRI, KVK Lakshadweep, and officers of Atari Bangalore and the Lakshadweep administration for introducing the Coca sap tiller method in Neera tapping technology in the Lakshadweep Islands, which improve the quality of jaggery produced and also increase the income of farmers in Lakshadweep. This type of outreach program and partnership approach among various organizations is the need of the hour now. Over 12 million families are depending on coconut farming, sir, in India. Among the 20 states, I think we have to focus on this. And this year, 2021, India has exported worth 118 US million dollars. We are exported for different countries. Above figures, I think of export details must be doubled by this time when we sit next year Coconut Day celebration in 2022. That's what we are hoping for, and our farmers are hoping for this increase in export. I think coconut is the primary crop in 15 districts of 8 states under Atmanirbhar Bharat in one district, one production. In these 15 districts, we have to should emphasis on production, marketing, exports of coconut-based products. To achieve this, we should make use of agriculture infrastructure fund to promote value addition and coconut-based products by encouraging FPOs, self-help groups, cooperative societies for procuring and processing and marketing. It is happy to know that the huge bandwidth of coconut-based products and technologies are readily available in CPCRI. But I think this benefits of such innovations and programs, Government of India should effectively reach the farmers. Altering the role of KVK's research and development departments are very important to bring the light lives of coconut farmers. Really, they are looking forward to CPCRI to do good for them and give the good saplings and the export and marketing facilities. My best wishes to all of you and all of us. Let us begin the action right now for an inclusive and sustainable development by overcoming the challenges and utilizing all our strength in potential. And I think we are the coconut growers. We are expecting many things from CPCRI and also Coconut Board. And in coming days, let us work together and let us sit together with the farmers and many organizations to make this possible. And our farmers, really, they are very small farmers and the medium farmers. They are depending on their livelihood for coconut farming, actually. And we have to think on them and we have to work for them. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. And thank you, Tomarji and Kailaji and Secretary, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam, for the prospectful address to take the sector forward. We will take down all your suggestions and innovative ideas, and we will work hard for making them possible for the development of the coconut sector. Now, the coconut community in India is greatly honored with the presence of our Honorable Minister for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Shri Narendra Singh Tomar ji, who is here to celebrate the Day of the Kalpavriksha. And his esteemed presence will definitely provide increased vigor to the stakeholders of the sector. And sir, we look up to you for your constant inspiration and motivation. We respectfully welcome you, sir, for the keynote address on this World Coconut Day. Welcome, sir.
विश्व नारियल दिवस के इस अवसर पर समारोह में उपस्थित कृषि एवं किसान कल्याण मंत्रालय की राज्य मंत्री माननीय श्रीमती शोभा जी एवं हमारे दूसरे राज्य मंत्री माननीय श्री कैलाश चौधरी जी, मंत्रालय के सचिव श्रीमान संजय अग्रवाल जी, श्रीमान अभिलक्ष लेखी जी, श्रीमान राजवीर सिंह जी और इस अवसर पर उपस्थित बोर्ड के सभी अधिकारीगण, नारियल के क्षेत्र में काम करने वाले किसान भाइयों बहनों और नारियल की प्रोसेसिंग से जुड़े और निर्यात से जुड़े सभी महानुभाव, आज विश्व नारियल दिवस है। मैं इस अवसर पर आप सबको अपनी ओर से बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं, बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। भारत एक कृषि प्रधान देश है। और इस दिशा में भारत सरकार के प्रयत्न उल्लेखनीय भी हैं और स्वागत योग्य भी हैं। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की हमेशा से यह सदिच्छा रही है कि हमारे किसान की आमदनी बढ़नी चाहिए और कृषि के क्षेत्र में हमारे किसानों की महारत होनी चाहिए और कृषि उत्पाद इसकी गुणवत्ता ऐसी हो कि वैश्विक मानकों के आधार पर हम निर्यात की दृष्टि से भी दुनिया की आवश्यकता में महत्वपूर्ण योगदान दे सकें। इसलिए विगत 7 वर्षों में कृषि क्षेत्र के बजट को बढ़ाने से लेकर अनेक प्रकार की योजनाओं का सृजन किया गया, उन्हें संचालित किया जा रहा है और उसका प्रतिफल आज निश्चित रूप से हमको स्थान स्थान पर दृष्टिगोचर भी होता है। आज हम सब लोग नारियल के किसानों के साथ इस कार्यक्रम में एकत्रित हुए हैं। हम सब इस बात को भलीभांति जानते हैं कि नारियल एक ऐसा फल है जिस पर एक तरफ किसानों की आजीविका निर्भर है और दूसरी तरफ देश की आवश्यकता की निर्भरता भी है। कैलाश जी अभी आध्यात्मिक दृष्टि से भी नारियल की चर्चा कर रहे थे, तो मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि फल तो देश में बहुत हैं, लेकिन अगर फल के साथ श्री लगाया गया और श्रीफल कहा गया तो सिर्फ नारियल को ही कहा गया और यह नारियल के किसानों के लिए गौरव की बात भी है और हम सब लोगों के लिए प्रसन्नता की बात भी है कि हम सब श्रीफल की खेती में अपना योगदान कर रहे हैं। खेती के क्षेत्र में स्वाभाविक रूप से उत्पादन और उत्पादकता बढ़े, यह महत्वपूर्ण है। साथ ही किसान को उसके उत्पादन का वाजिब मूल्य प्राप्त हो। इस दिशा में भारत सरकार ने भी ध्यान केंद्रित किया है और नारियल के किसानों की दृष्टि से अगर हम देखें तो नारियल बोर्ड ने भी अपनी अनन्य योजनाओं के माध्यम से इस को दिशा देने का निश्चित रूप से प्रयत्न किया है। नारियल एमएसपी से जुड़ा हुआ है। नारियल के किसानों को समय समय पर प्राकृतिक आपदा में संरक्षण मिल सके, इस दिशा में भी योजना संचालित की जा रही है। लेकिन मैं समझता हूं कि जिस प्रकार से हमारे नारियल के किसान काम कर रहे हैं वह निश्चित रूप से बधाई के पात्र हैं, क्योंकि अभी राजवीर जी प्रेजेंटेशन दे रहे थे तो उन्होंने पूरे विश्व के उत्पादन में भारत का हिस्सा और उत्पादकता के क्षेत्र में भी जो हमारी प्रगति है वह निश्चित रूप से विश्व भर में उल्लेखनीय है और यह किसान हितैषी नीतियां, बोर्ड के निर्णय, उनका क्रियान्वयन और किसानों का जो परिश्रम है उसी का निश्चित रूप से परिणाम है। यह क्रॉप महत्वपूर्ण है और इस खेती से और अधिक किसान जुड़ें, यह समय की निश्चित रूप से आवश्यकता भी है। नारियल की खेती का एक क्षेत्र है जहां जलवायु उसके अनुकूल है। हमारे दक्षिण भारत का बड़ा हिस्सा उसके अंतर्गत आता है। समुद्री किनारे जहाँ जहाँ हैं वहाँ बड़ी फसल होती है, लेकिन कभी कभी दुर्भाग्य से प्राकृतिक आपदा भी हमारे किसान के सामने चुनौती बनकर खड़ी हो जाती है। हमारी कोशिश रहती है कि ऐसी आपदा में किसान के साथ सरकार कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर खड़ी हो सके। नारियल को प्रोसेसिंग करने का भी काम प्रारंभ किया गया है। निश्चित रूप से इससे किसानों को उसके उत्पादन का वाजिब दाम भी मिल रहा है और रोजगार के अवसर भी बढ़ रहे हैं। ये मैं समझता हूँ कि हम सब लोगों को इस दिशा में ध्यान केंद्रित करना चाहिए कि जिस क्षेत्र में नारियल की पैदावार है वहाँ और रकबा कैसे बढ़े, इस दिशा में एक निश्चित विजन बनाकर और लक्ष्य तय करके हम लोगों को आगे बढ़ने की आवश्यकता है। रोजगार के अवसर सृजित करने की दिशा में भी नारियल की खेती का महत्वपूर्ण योगदान है। इसलिए जो टेक्नोलॉजी मिशन है उसको भी एक बार हम लोगों को रिव्यू करना चाहिए और उसको और कैसे आगे बढ़ा सकते हैं, क्योंकि हम सब जानते हैं कि एक जमाने में देश भर में पूजा के लिए नारियल की तो उपलब्धता होती थी, लेकिन नारियल के जो अन्य उत्पाद हैं उनकी इतनी उपलब्धता नहीं होती है। लेकिन आज देश के किसी कोने में चले जाओ, हजारों किलोमीटर दूर भी नारियल पानी की आवश्यकता महसूस की जा रही है। उसके लिए बाजार की उपलब्धता है। नारियल का दूध पाउडर, उसकी आवश्यकता भी महसूस की जा रही है, मांग भी है और उपलब्धता करने की कोशिश भी की जा रही है। तो स्वाभाविक रूप से मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि नारियल की खेती एक इंडस्ट्री को भी बढ़ावा देने के लिए महत्वपूर्ण है और इसलिए टेक्नोलॉजी मिशन के माध्यम से हमको इस दिशा में भी कार्य करना चाहिए। मुझे प्रसन्नता है कि पिछले दिनों नारियल जो कानून है उसको लोकसभा और राज्यसभा में बदला गया है। अब गैर शासकीय किसान जो नारियल क्षेत्र के अनुभवी होंगे, ऐसे किसान की नियुक्ति अध्यक्ष के आसन पर होगी तो निश्चित रूप से उनकी योग्यता और उनके अनुभव का भी लाभ नारियल बोर्ड को भी मिलेगा और नारियल के किसानों को भी मिलेगा। पिछले दिनों निश्चित रूप से कुछ दुर्लक्ष्य हुए हैं, लेकिन आने वाले कल में वो दुर्लक्ष्य न हो, इस दिशा में सरकार चिंता करेगी। और मैं इस अवसर पर यह कहना चाहता हूँ कि नारियल की खेती की दृष्टि से भारत सरकार के जो प्रयास अपेक्षित हैं वो हर संभव प्रयास किए जाएंगे और यह क्षेत्र किसानों के लिए उपयोगी हो और रोजगार के अवसर सृजित करने के लिए अपनी ठीक भूमिका का निर्वाह कर सके। इस दिशा में प्रयत्न में कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ी जाएगी। पुनः एक बार सभी किसान भाइयों और बहनों को मैं नारियल दिवस के इस शुभ अवसर पर आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूँ, बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir, for the inspiring address. We wish to express our solidarity on behalf of all the stakeholders who are present here in taking your words to action to the benefit of the coconut community. Now we come to the closing of the first session with a vote of thanks. And I have been asked to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of Coconut Development Board. So, respectful Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Narendra Singh Tomar ji, respectful Minister of State for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Sri Kailash Chaudhary ji, respectful Madam Shobha Karanlaje, Minister of State for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, respected Secretary Agriculture, Sri Sanjay Agarwal ji, respected Chairman CDB. Today, the coconut community is greatly honored to have the distinguished dignitaries who have joined us today to celebrate the World Coconut Day. And today is a memorable day because actually we are celebrating the Kalpa Vriksha. And my responsibility is to deliver vote of thanks to all the distinguished dignitaries who have joined us today in this virtual webinar. First and foremost, on behalf of Coconut Development Board and the coconut farming community who have joined here, I wish to extend my sincere gratitude and thanks to you, sir, the Honorable Minister for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Shri Narendra Singh Tomar ji, for having graced the occasion and also shared your views for the development of the sector, sir. Once again, we assure you that we'll work hard, sir, to take the sector forward. I would also wish to extend our sincere appreciation and thanks to Sri Kailash Chaudhary ji, Minister of State for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. He has shared his thoughts on the development of the sector and we will take it forward, sir. I would also wish to extend my thanks on behalf of Coconut Board and the coconut community who have joined here to Madam Shobha Karanlajeji, the Minister of State for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, for having graced the celebration, and she has shared her thoughts and suggestions, actually area-wise, what should be done. So we will try to do whatever is possible, madam, to take your suggestions on the way forward for the coconut sector, for the overall development of the coconut farmer, so that the farmer is assured remunerative returns and his life is prospering. We would also wish to extend our sincere gratitude to Secretary Agriculture Sanjay Agarwal, sir, for gracing the occasion and also sharing your thoughts, sir. We are greatly honored to have you here in this meeting. And now the coconut community, comprising of the small and marginal coconut farmers from across the coconut growing countries of India, 16 states and 4 union territories. They have actually joined from across the country in this virtual webinar. We are really thankful to them because this production and productivity and being first in the world will not have happened if not for their determination and dedication in taking the sector forward. The coconut sector, especially on the East Coast, always has been suffering due to the vagaries of climate change and the recurrent cyclones and floods. And in spite of that, they have worked very hard to attain this productivity. So a big thanks to the coconut community who have joined, the coconut farmers who have joined this World Coconut Day celebration from across the country. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude to the entrepreneurs. We have a number of entrepreneurs who have joined this meeting. They have helped in creating demand for the produce so that the farmer is getting a remunerative return. So thank you. To the exporters who have taken our Indian products to the global market, made a name for us, that made Make in India possible. Thank you to all the exporters. The scientists and researchers who have helped us with new innovative technology, climate-friendly, environment-friendly technology, whether it is in cultivation or processing, so that we could come up with better products and increase returns. The government officials and the development officers from across the state, all of you have helped us in taking the technology to the field and made implementation of the technology possible. We would like to express our sincere thanks to you too, and the press and the media who have joined us in this webinar. Your role is to promote the goodness of coconut amongst all other, amongst the society and the community, so that the consumption of coconut products is increasing. Only then the farmer will be getting a remunerative return. And also to all the other stakeholders who have joined us in this virtual webinar and helped us make this World Coconut Day celebration a big success. Last but not the least, I would also wish to extend support to all the well-wishers of the coconut community, and thank you and Jai Hind. Now the program session is over and now we will be moving on to the technical session, which will start soon. So I would like to request all the stakeholders who have joined to just stay back and join the technical session. Thank you. Dear friends, now we will move on to the technical session. It is based on the theme building a safe, inclusive, resilient, and sustainable coconut community amid COVID-19 pandemic and beyond. Today, we have two eminent speakers who will be presenting on two major topics, which is of relevance and interest to the coconut community. And my request is that any questions in this regard may be kindly sent through the chat box so that we can answer those questions after the presentation. So I would like to invite the first speaker, Dr. Joseph Rajkumar. Sir will be delivering his talk on recent advances in pest management in coconut. He is the principal scientist in ICRC-PCRI Central Plantation Crops Research Institute at Kayangulam in Kerala. He has always been actively involved in supporting the farming community in addressing the issues on integrated pest management. And recently, climate change and the adversities related to climate change have resulted in emergence of new pests and diseases and also invasive pests turning dangerous. The recent example being that of the whitefly attack. And I would like to invite you, sir, to enlighten us on the recent advances in pest management. Now the floor is yours, sir. Thank you.
Can I start my presentation? I will share my slides, please. Very good afternoon to everybody, esteemed delegates, respected chairperson, honorable union ministers of agriculture and farmers welfare, and my dear beloved farmers. Warm and happy World Coconut Day to one and all. So to me for today's discussion is recent advances in pest management in coconuts. So I'll be just briefing some of the highlights of what our institute has come out with, and a brief interaction maybe at the end of the session. As you all know that agriculture is nothing but a cultivation, and it needs a kind of a harnessing the solar energy. The solar energy is a fulcrum of agriculture, harnessed very effectively. And for that matter, we have to always salute the farmers, because if you ate breakfast today, it is always because of the farming community, and it is because of the farming community's hard work even we could brave the COVID very peacefully. So that is the words of the famous saint poet Shri Thiruvalluvar. He says like this: "Uludundu valvare valvar mattellam toludundu pin silver." They live to plow and eat, the rest behind them bow and eat. So it is all because of the farmers, and others have to bow before them in all the aspects of their life. So in this context, let us now see what exactly or where we can focus, or what is the Moola mantra of a farmer. A farmer has to exactly focus in what exactly the thing. The first and the foremost is the pedigree, especially a coconut farmer, because coconut is a long duration crop. He has to be very focused on how he selects the planting material. So that has been the discussion every day, and the primary concern is available of the planting material. But for that matter, the best planting material selection is very crucial, and he has to focus on that. Next comes the important aspect, that is the protection aspect, which is very important, because only when the protection part is taken care properly, the production, next important P will prosper. So a farmer, to produce more, has to understand use the best pedigree, and also he has to use a sharing has been affected? Can I share once again? Yeah, so the exact is how you raise the best of the pedigree, how you go for the protection, how you produce more, and then comes the profitability business, that is the processing industry, which makes the farmer prosperous. So these are the main 5 P's which a farmer has to undertake, so that you just see even the coconut these days are harvested at ground level. We don't go for a coconut for ceremonial planting, rather than we go for a kind of ceremonial harvesting. That is how the coconut stack has now become. If you do a committed operation approach in plant production, the correct pedigree, you produce more and also you process more, and finally you will be at the best of it. So this is how you have to focus with the farming approach. Coconut is not only a crop which can feed you, it is not only a crop which gives you fiber and shelter, but it is an excellent ecological service provider. We should not forget the entire coastline of the peninsular India, for that matter, is intact only because of the coconut palm. So this is the point which we may have to highlight and accelerate to promote coconut to a greater level, because only in the presence of coconut in the coastline we will find the entire strip of the peninsular India intact. So this point is very important in terms of ecological services which a crop produces, which goes unnoticed. And second important case is with regard to the island system. An island is integral, an island is stable without any pressure from the high tides is only because it has got coconut. So such a wonderful service provision it has got. And the second important thing comes the diversity. You have a coconut as small as a small marble and as large as around 1.5 kg. So that is the diversity it produces. Whether it's a tall one and the intermediate one and the semi-tall one, the dot one. And also when the coconut blooms, it attracts that many number of insects. So that is a kind of a biodiversity conservation. So what I just want to try highlight here is coconut not only as a kind of the health thing it produces, it provides, it is an excellent service provider, and that excellent ecological service provision should be harnessed with the community to greater level. So we have to be really proud of the ecological services makes and the number of insects which it attracts, because the present day the world is very much worried about the insect apocalypse, where this crop attracts the insect to its front. So this has to be harnessed to a greater level. So this point is of very critical nature. Now coming to how you enhance the production is the management. International level will celebrate it as kind of international year for plant health management. So health is very important. So the health includes plant protection management, health includes disease management, health includes nutrition and soil health management. So how best to bring the potential of the crop overcoming the stresses, that is exactly what we do. So we have to take care at each and every level to see that all the activities we perform are suitable and to the best of its kind. It is not only the soil, better plants, it is not only the better animals, the better environment makes it clear. And coconut is such a crop which keeps the environment intact. That is how we call it as a one health approach. And for one health, for an one world approach, coconut is such a crop with the greatest possibilities we can harness for it. So that is why the coconut farmers really have to be proud of it, and that's where the coconut farmers really have to be really integral part of the Indian integrity, and also coconut as a part of a very important point in environmental stability. So this point is the national level makes the thing very holistic for coconut per se. And in terms of the varieties, as I always we hail from a wilt zone where we find a lot of tolerant varieties. So we identified Kalpastri as a CGD variety, which is found to be high yielding and tolerant to the disease, and also Kalpareksha, which is a MGD selection, which is found to be high yielding and also tolerant to the disease, especially the root wilt disease, which is a century-old one, and also the hybrid, the Kalpasankara. In besides its ICR, CPCR has evolved a lot of techniques, a lot of hybrids suitable for each and every region. So you name a particular region, we have the concerned variety or the hybrid suitable for the locality which can be used. And also we have our own traceability mechanism, QR coding mechanism, wherein our material is always tagged and traced, so that you always come to know from where it has come from and where the parentages are, so that the traceability is kept intact and the quality is always ensured. So CPCR has developed such technology to see that all these high yielding varieties are reaching the consumer at the right point. At the same time, they are all ensured the better and the best planting material. So always in CPCRI, we have a long queue of a farming community to get this material. To start with the health, so it's very important. What are the physical properties? So you have to ensure that your soil is correctly classified or correctly analyzed for the nutrient composition, how the structures are, because the coastal land sandy soil loams are very suitable for coconut, but the soil can be. What is the chemical pH of the soil? Coconut performs well in the neutral pH. In an acidic zone where you find a heavy rainfall, you have to go for the application of dolomite. And the biological diversity as well as the nutrient composition. A simple sowing of 100 gram of cowpea on the basin will see that everything is intact. You have to also ensure that the mulching is kept intact so that entire the bioground, especially the underground soil, carbon sequestration is kept intact. So the soil is taken care of, all its component which the plant produces. At the same time, go for the correct analysis of the soil and deliver the nutrients at the appropriate time. Especially what we always feel is we have developed a lot of bio-inoculants, especially Kera Probio, which is derived from Bacillus megatherium, a bacterium which can be used along with the coconut seed in the time of planting, and also Kera AM, that is arbuscular vesicular mycorrhizas. These are some of the newer emerging products which can make the system produced in a organic manner. We have a balanced fertilizer application of around 500, 300, 100 kg of NPK per farm area, and all the things at least 2 to 4 split of application. So never go for the direct or single dose of application. The more the split, the more is the outturn in terms of coconut, because as you know, coconut once it starts flowering, every month it produces flowers, and the resultant it sets fruits very systematically. So only thing is we have to give nutrition. As we all know that we take food 3 times a day, whereas how you best use split the nutrients to the farm to the palm, that makes the difference. So it is not only during the relevant time or during the monsoon showers. The more you split, the nutrient demand is this much, but the split will make the difference, for which even the per drop more crop approach using fertigation makes a lot of difference. And we have excellent statistics to highlight that if you split the application of nutrients, you can produce not less than 150 nuts per palm per year in a very, very simple fashion. So we have also developed some of the customized nutrient mixes for coconut, especially Kalpa Poshak for our juvenile palms up to 3 years, where you ask them to apply around 100 grams maximum, and also Kalpa Vardhini for the adult palms. So this has been launched with the, in the presence of all ministers during 2016, and this is now available to the farming community. So these make a kind of a very specific to the palm health, and only when the health is kept intact or when the health is of good, the palm produces more. Coming to what the major constraints are, as you know, insects are the dominant creatures in the world. So you have to know how to live with insects. And also insects have a long evolutionary background. Insects are basically very beneficial also. In spite of that, we have certain pests which cause damage to the system. One is the ubiquitous pest, which is the rhinoceros, coconut rhinoceros beetle, and they are mostly nocturnal. They feed all palms, especially they feed on the tender portion. In the seedlings, it causes a great damage, especially the establishment of juvenile. Farmers find it extraordinarily very difficult. Not only that, it also bores the inflorescence, and also it goes into the nut of late. So we have to be very cautious to understand. And very recently, we have come out with a Guam strain, which is prevalent in all the Southeast Asian country. I am very happy to inform this particular August guidance that we don't have Guam strain in our country. So we need not worry at all, because all our strains which we have analyzed are all susceptible to the vectors, whereas so we don't have Guam strain in our country for that matter. You need not be very much concerned about it. So what we can do for that? So a simple mechanical hooking is very simple possible. The crown clearing and also application of the neem cake or even pungam cake or even marotti cake for that matter at the rate of 250 grams mixed with sand. Even application of your naphthalene ball along with sand makes a very important strategy of repelling the insect. A simple strategy of using fish net. You can entangle the fish net, the used fish net on the crown region, so that you can see all the beetles are entangled here. CPCR has evolved certain botanical formulation like a paste and cake, which also can be placed on the thing. But we have very good statistics to say that area-wide application through use of the metarhizium was found to be very, very successful. So metarhizium is an entomopathogenic fungus which can infect the grubs. So wherever a farmer or a farm team or a farming community, either in the form of a company or a federation or even a small society, they can take up in a large scale, the entire area can be covered, especially of the target the dairy farmers. So all the cow dung pits, because the as you all know that the insect breeds on the waste products, especially on the cow dung manure, and this is the area which has to be targeted. And we have a very good success story of releasing the Oryctes rhinoceros virus, especially in the island area where it was found to be very effective. We can use some of these material, especially some of the weeds, especially the Clerodendron unfortunatum, they are found to be very effective. And the use of pheromone dose should be at a large scale, not at individual farmers level. So these are some of the latest techniques we have evolved for that. But though rhinoceros beetle is not a killer pest, the most killer pest is red palm weevil, which normally kills the palm. And it is found to be very serious in the date palm also. Even 1% loss cannot be tolerated, which means we have to be very cautious in this. So never allow any of these palms with any injury. So you have to take care of that in a very, very great level. So what happens here is, though in rhinoceros beetle, we have most of the stages in cow dung pit, but the adults only feed on the coconut. Here the entire life stage, whether it is the egg or the grapes or the pupa, all are confined within the coconut palm itself. So as long as coconut is there, it will be going to be cause damage. So we have just evaluated lot of chemicals. See, it can enter through a lot of areas. It can not only through the collar region, it can enter even through the axial region, and it can enter even to the base at the top of the spear leaf region and kill the palm. So this is how it is. So the point here is the farmers normally fail to diagnose this as an early stage. So a regular monitoring is always needed, because any injury a farmer should always avoid in the palm, so that you will see the volatiles are not emanated from the system very frequently, and that will see that the pest is kept away. So what I advise my beloved farming community is, see that you monitor it very perfectly and see that it is not causing any, especially no injuries are done to the farm. So that's a very important strategy which we are at it. So we always advise a kind of scouting, destruction of the crown topple palm, especially whenever in a community we have a palm destroyed by the weevil. See that the palm is immediately removed from the system. Otherwise, it will supply the weevil to all other gardens. So complete palm hygiene as well as farm hygiene is very critical for that. We found imidacloprid, spinosad, and indoxacarb are very effective. So imidacloprid is still used, and it is only a curative management, and it is only a spot application. So wherever you find the symptoms, or wherever you find the grubs in feeding within the system, either in the form of a kind of a rotting, or even in the form of a mid-world yellowing, or even some brown use from the system, you can go for it, and you can use it. And as I advise to you always, it is only the pheromone trap should be used on an area-wide scale. Now CPCRI, along with the funding of CDB, has now come out with a detector which we have just evolved in the system. Mr. Raznova team has been partnered with this. So we have just come out with a kind of a detector which will be still refined. And what happens is, this detector has got a kind of a sensor which can be placed on any of the palms. So, and you have a scan button here, you can press the scan button, and once the scan button is pressed, the audible noise, especially the feeding noise produced by the grubs, will be detected here. And by the very effective audio artificial intelligence, it will be in a position to diagnose whether the grubs are present in the system or not. So this is a very important strategy which we have evolved. So it needs a further refinement, which will be refined, and then it will be made available to the farmers maybe another year or so. So it is in the final phase of development. So this is a very important strategy which we have evolved it. Next comes the coconut idiophyte mite. This is an invasive pest. It was reported from our country in 1988. What happens is, the mite enters into the modem region, especially they are very, very small and microscopic. They enter into the meristematic areas of that. Once it enters, you will find a kind of a triangular kind of a spot to start with. Then the spot expands, and finally you will find a brown patch, and finally a kind of complete scorch appearance will appear on the affecting the quality. Normally, this is a kind of aesthetic pest. You need not too much worry about that, but still, application of neem oil was found to be very effective. The health improvement, health management is very critical for such kind of palms, especially application of the potassium, which makes a lot of difference. And we also advise farmers to go for application of palm oil and sulfur emulsion, which is found to be very effective. And even Hirsutella thompsoni, and all these in combination was found to be effective. We found one particular variety of coconut, that is Kalpa harida, found to be field tolerant to this particular pest attack. So this is also an invasive pest. You have to have a systemic approach, especially during the summer periods, flares up, and you have to have a kind of approach, the crown cleaning and the destruction of the fallen nut, especially application of this very critical. But of late, we find important pest in coconut is the corid bug. So corid bug cannot be ignored because reported as a minor pest, but of late it has become a major one because it is in this part of the monsoon phase, especially in case of this September and October phase. A farmer has to be very much vigilant to identify this particular pest because it takes away the crop. There is tremendous nutfall here. So the nutfall reason, if you just chalk out, if you just examine, it will be mostly because of this corid bug. You'll find a heavy production and slowly it comes down. So this is the point. I think the farmers have to be very much careful, very clearly diagnose it. So once you find the bug somewhere in your garden, you have to take precautionary measures, either in the form of application of the neem oil or even chlorantraniliprole at the rate of 0.3 ml was found to be very effective. And you see that all this system is very clean and thing. The intercrops are having a point of that. So this is the point I think many of you have to take in a very systematic approach to see that this particular pest is not faring up, especially in the southern peninsula. We find this is very level. Now comes a lot of invasive. So as introduced in the process of it itself, we find a lot of invasive pests coming into the country, and one is already, which I mentioned, is the coconut idiophyte mite. And of late in 2016 onwards, we find whiteflies. At least now 5 different species of whiteflies have come into the system, and these are creating a kind of confusion among the farming community. So I always humbly request my farmers not to be panic about any of these whitefly pests because they are all under check mostly by the conservation biological control strategy. So I repeat, it is conservation biological strategy. It will take care. Only thing is you have to see that the palm health is taken care of, and these invasive pests have a very good natural mechanism of control. So this is what I think most of the farmers might have seen here. At the undersurface, you'll find white colonies. The eggs are there in spot. The crawlers, the only stages which move. Then once the crawlers set the these saps, it feeds on all parts of the palm, especially the leaf, the petiole, and nut whatsoever matter. So initially when a farmer gets panic, but I humbly advise you not to do, because it comes down. It is causing a very, very negligible economic loss, except for certain of the varieties. But one thing is, for that matter, you see that the sooty mold deposits also vanished off. I will just come to that, how best we can do with that. So the sooty mold, which is normally encrusted on the top of the leaf, is mainly because of the high deposits, and this is identified as a leptosiphium species. This interferes with the photosynthetic efficiency of the palm. So what we are supposed to do in the system, so what we have found is the temperature, especially the climate change factors, makes a very important role here. Temperature, higher the temperature, more will be the pest incidence. Higher the night temperature also has a similar kind of thing. The difference between the temperature also takes a greater effect, but it is always negatively correlated to the rainfall and the humidity. So more the rainfall, or the very uniform distribution of the rainfall, the pest incidence comes down to a greater extent. So this is the factor which we may have to understand and we may have to appreciate, because the split, especially the rainfall and of a uniform distribution, makes a lot of difference in this. You can just see how this particular pest is suppressed in a natural way. We found initially in an area where around 70% of encrustation or the incidence was there, which has all the way come down to a greater level of 70%. The parasitism is very high. This is the parasitoid which is called as Encarsia guadeloupe, and you can just see the black colored pupa which is present in the system. What happens here is, whenever the insect is present in the system at a particular level, this parasitoid, which will come and lay its egg in the puparial stage and then kills this particular stage. Instead of adult whitefly emerging, you just see how a parasitoid emerges from the exit hole, and this is the one which will take care of the entire system. So my dear farmers, see that this particular natural enemy is kept intact. So the humble advice here is, again, don't go for any insecticidal spray. If you go for any insecticidal spray, definitely it is going to happen. So another important thing is the use of a kind of Apatocrasa species, which is a predator which feeds on the whiteflies. So here what happens is the whitefly, wherever the whiteflies are there, the immature stages are there, including the egg, it will feed and then completely divides, clears the garden. So this is another important natural enemy which will take care. The major one is the parasitoid encarsia. The minor one is definitely this apatocryza, which is a kind of a insect which feeds just like how lion feeds on the animal. So it's just a kind of predation it takes up. We have another excellent predator which feeds on the other nesting whiteflies as well as on the rugospiraling whitefly is a kind of a cybocephalid. So you just see how it takes away all the eggs this particular whitefly. So these kind of natural enemies are the defenders of the system, which has to be conserved in the system. And for matter, I humbly advise you not to go for any kind of insecticide application in a system where you find the whitefly emergence. So wherever a farmer has resorted to a kind of insecticide application, the establishment of these kind of natural enemies is delayed, and always you find the insect takes an upper hand. So the humble request is improve the health of the palm and also seed it. And at CPCRI, we have identified a very important beetle. What this beetle does is this beetle can scrape your sooty mold and then eats off. So this is a very important area. What Kerala is famous for the biodiversity conservation point of view. Unless you conserve all these natural enemies, especially these scavengers, it will be very difficult in future to manage a crop asset. So what happens is during the monsoon phase, this beetle emerges and cleans the crop and see that it is completely cleansed off. So that is how it takes care. So we have seen that this particular whitefly is this particular beetle is taken to all the places of the country and it has not established so far. So we have also released a small video which you can go into ICR CPCRI YouTube channel and go for a video to see how best you can manage this pest very successfully, and we have very good evidence for that. So what are the strategies you may have to use? You have to use a kind of a pesticide holiday approach. See that the conservation and biological control of your natural enemies are keeping intact, especially the parasitoid and the leucrini beetle which feeds or takes away the sooty mold. The yellow sticky trapping, even water spray to an extent takes care of to a greater level, and the neem oil, the rate of 0.5% is wonderfully working. So neem oil, when you mix with the tween 80 and use it, it is found to be very effective in the suppression, only in case of the population going beyond 20 spirals per leaflet. And the nutrient stimulus is very critical, so you have to check the nutrient profile of the soil and see that the needed nutrients are given so that fresh leaves are always emerging in the system. The ecological engineering concept is very, very critical, and this is a concept I think all the farmers should take up in a large scale so that you can see how best you can run the system very successfully. We are very happy to say that this is just a system where you will find around 40 pumps, around 60 cents a plot, where you find coconut and all the intercrop. This is what Honorable Ministers was mentioning, a crop pluralism approach. You can have anything which suits your area. We have here rambutan, we have here jack, we have here soursoap, we have here everything in this piece of land. So the result in this kind of ecological crop habitat diversification is such a way that it produces a lot of volatiles which keeps away the pest intact. So my humble request is always have a kind of diversity in your system, and always you will see the pest is under reduced. Not only that, here it is climate resilient type, your soil health is improved, especially the organic content is going up, the leaching is not happening, the entire system is modeled. A small model of this kind is very, very essential, and it gives income continuously. So to double a farmer's income, this kind of model is definitely going to be a greater level. And you just see we have planted in 2012 and in 2021 last year we have harvested 198. From 60 cents we could get more than 1.7 lakh rupees from this system alone. So this is a wonderful system, and not only that, you can keep honeybees, everything intact in the system, and it produces more, and it gives a continuous employment and a continuous income to the farming community. So we have evolved a strategy. We have at least 5 invasive pests available in the country. So see that it is being observed properly. We have at least rugospiraling whitefly and the dispersers. We have 2 types of nesting whiteflies. It is Bondas nesting whitefly as well as your Parailerodes mini nesting whitefly and the palm whitefly, which was recently reported from Mandya. So all these are in that. But don't be worried. Only thing is you give a kind of a water spray and proper nutrition to the palms, which makes up the health very significantly. And one important thing which I normally discuss with all the team is potential invasive coconut leaf beetle. My dear farmers, see that this beetle is not in our country so far. You just see the entire region is affected. entire Southeast Asia, but in India it has not come. So whenever any farming community, any farmer notices this particular pest on the crown zone, especially in the spear leaf zone, you will find this many beetles on the spear leaf. If at all it is there, you kindly inform us. We will see that how best we can tackle, because it has to be destroyed and killed immediately, because it should not come to our country. It is creating a lot of problems, especially ICC is trying hard because it is not spreading to other countries. It makes the tourist industry, all the industry for that matter, stand still. So this pest should not come into our country. So it has not reached so far. So we have to be doubly cautious for that. Now I'll say a couple of slides about the diseases before I conclude this. Root wilt disease, one of the debilitating diseases which is present predominantly in districts, especially in Kerala and parts of some Tamil Nadu and in Karnataka. This is a debilitating one. We have evolved a very nice strategy of management in such a way that better nutrition management and the leaf rot management will take care. It is normally associated with phytoplasma and transmitted by insect vector group. It's a debilitating, but it is not killing your palm. And followed by superimposed with particular disease is normally the leaf rot. Leaf rot normally affects the spear leaf zone. It gets dried up here. So you can remove this dried portion and apply hexaconazole at the rate of 2 ml in 300 ml of water. It takes care. So you need not panic at all. You just chop it off and improve the health of the palm, and see that even in the form of Pseudomonas fluorescens or bacillus, the rate of 500 grams can also take care, and hexaconazole works very fine. And the nutrition component, if you take care, it improves the health of the palm, and see that the new leaves are coming out very nicely, and photosynthetic apparatus are really accelerated. Of late, CPCRA could identify in the east coast of Tamil Nadu a very important, very serious disease for that matter. Of course, it is a very minor incident so far. It is less than 1% of the palms which we have recorded in the area. Sudden nut drop syndrome. So there will be sudden drop of the nuts in the seed, and your inflorescences turn necrotic, and you will find yellowing, and finally the death of the palm. It is a typical phytoplasma disease where the palm is killed in a period of 6 months. So if at all you find any of these symptoms anywhere in your location, kindly bring it to our notice, so that it has to be removed, and see that this particular palm is not taken, because normally phytoplasma disease is transmitted by vectors. We are in the process of that. So a kind of de-risking group of strategy we may have to evolve in this. We are evolving some of this resistant variety against this particular phytoplasma disease as well. But this is just for the information of the farming community to look into that. And in certain areas of the coconut growing tract, we have this bud rot disease, Phytophthora palmivora. We have an excellent strategy because it also kills the palm. The spear leaves is completely gone and the palm is killed here. And you also have to see that it has to be taken care in advance. A prophylactic management strategy is very critical. Bodomixture spray finds very effective, and you can place a kind of trichoderma coir pith cake. The trichoderma will be fortified with that. This coir pith cake will be fortified with trichoderma, and this cake can be placed on the spear leaf zone, so that the fungi just and then it sees that the pathogen is not entering. So this is found to be very effective strategy, and you have to see that it takes the toll only during the monsoon phase. In that area, endemic zones, you have to see that it is applied. And finally, before I conclude, I just wanted to request all my farmers to go to the Play Store and download this particular mobile app, which is found to be very effective. All the ones which have been discussed so far is mentioned there very in a simple form. You can use this, you can download it, because it has a knowledge base, it has a farmer support, it has a diary component. You can short and send to us. We will see what kind of reply to that. So you see that it is being used, and it's a very simple strategy of using everything, and you can keep afresh what are the things which are available. And this is also linked to our CPCRA website for that matter. So what is the one which you have thing is at the national level, you have to see that the quarantine has to be strengthened, because the alien invasive should not come into the system, and we have to evolve an alien invasive emergency preparedness strategy for that. And the environmental responsive farming is very critical for that, and that makes the system very successful. And this is the point which I am always emphasizing, for that we should have a kind of environmental responsible farming, so that the pest and the diseases are kept in suppression, so the production boosts up. A farmer has the highest production, the resultant will be more of processing, and once the processing boosts up, a farmer is always a happy and a prosperous candidate, and his income and his prosperity will be the prosperity of this nation as well. Thank you so much, organizers, for this wonderful opportunity, and I wish once again a very prosperous World Coconut Day to all the farming community. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Rajkumar sir, for sharing that immense knowledge on the various strategies that could be adopted You have given a holistic approach combining all the activities that we do in crop husbandry. Thank you so much. Now we move on to the next topic. The next topic is prospects for value addition in coconut water. Actually, value addition and processing is very important for sustained growth of any commodity. And in the case of coconut, coconut has multifarious uses. So it is not used not only for oil, but also for beverage, sports drink, sweetener. The shell has turned to gold with this increasing opportunities for activated carbon. The husk is used for various products from like fiber and coir pit and other related products. So the prospects for value addition in coconut is sky high. So we need to have appropriate technology to make use of the potential of the value addition. I wish to invite Dr. Venugopalan VV, who will deliver his talk on the topic. He is the Senior Principal Scientist and Head of the Agro-Processing and Technology at the CSIR National Institute for Interdisciplinary Science and Technology, Thiruvananthapuram. He is a pioneer in research on various processed products and has closely worked with coconut products. And the prospects for value addition in coconut water that he is going to present today, that will pave the way for utilization of coconut water, which is normally wasted in most of our processing units. And if we are utilizing coconut water, that will help the coconut community to realize increased returns. So I welcome you, sir, for this talk. Thank you.
A very good afternoon to everyone. Madam, shall I request you to unshare the slide? I will try to share from here.
Okay, sir. We will unshare from here. You can try from there.
It will be convenient for me.
Okay, sir.
Is it visible, madam?
It's visible, sir. You can go to the full screen.
Visible, no? Okay. So very good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I thank Coconut Development Board for giving me an opportunity to speak on this Coconut Day, World Coconut Day. So I'm Venugopal. I'm representing CSIR, National Institute for Interdisciplinary Science and Technology. This is one of the national laboratory of CSIR under Ministry of Science and Technology. Total 38 laboratories are there. This is the only laboratory located in Kerala. This is situated in Trivandrum. So I'll be speaking on the various technologies for the value addition of coconut water and also some other coconut-based byproducts which are used by the running industries. So this will be a very useful information for those running industries to make more profit generation, and also we can view in another angle of waste to wealth concept to value add the maximum resource users and waste product producers. Before starting my talk, I would like to focus on our area of activities. Actually, this institution has many areas of research like chemical sciences, material sciences, agro-processing, environmental technology, biotechnology, etc. And I am representing agro-processing technology, where we are focusing on the technology development and commercialization related to various kinds of post-harvest technologies for value addition, especially in oilseed sector, spices sector, and agri crops. And also we develop various kind of products, formulated products, which has applications in functional food and nutraceutical area. And also we associate for herbals and Ayurvedic sector. And we have a multidisciplinary team for representing food technologies, chemical engineers, chemistry, and biochemistry. And I'll be bringing the glimpses of activities what we are undertaking. We usually develop and transfer the technologies, and also we associate it with the industries or clients for undertaking the sponsored and consultancy services as a need-based approach. And we also focus on the product and product development and demonstration in the pilot plant. We are having a pilot plant facility here. And also we are helping the various kind of industries, especially we work with a lot of coconut oil industries, especially for validating their products. For example, last year we have done the scientific validation of virgin coconut oil for one industry for establishing its health aspects with respect to brain enhancement, memory enhancement and all. And also we are working on the chemical and biological studies especially in the analytical protocol. Last year, we are associating with a oil-based company for undertaking adulteration detection in coconut and the sesame oil. That also we have developed a very user-friendly analytical protocol. And also we undertake the technology upgradation or plan modernization based on our engineering expertise. And we usually take these projects in the turnkey or consultancy implementation. We associate with them for erection commissioning, analytical work, skill development and training aspects, etc. Now coming to my first topic, that is technology interventions for processing of matured coconut water. You know, India is one of the major producers of the coconut, and but we rarely use the value-added products from coconut, except we have some coconut oil, which is a large application, and also we have coconut water totally unutilized, which is a mature coconut water is totally unutilized here. But whereas in the abroad countries, they are using only matured coconut water, but we are using only tender coconut water, and even though the processing side, it is very weak here. So this is a thrown away product, but it is usually creating a lot of issues with respect to the processing industries. As you know, even environmental concerns are there. People have to make the ETP for making the coconut water, which is thrown away by product from the user industry. So we thought of making some kind of value addition for this coconut water, and we have been associated with Coconut Development Board for a sponsor project, and we it was running for the last 2 years, and now we have come out of with a few value-added products and also a technology mechanism for in situ preservation of this matured coconut water to control the microbial load. So actually, we found that this coconut water is getting spoiled within 2-3 hours. That is a major concern with the processing industries, where they are unable to preserve while transportation from the end users. So if you can have a rapid chilling mechanism, we can solve the technology, resolve the problem to half extent. And another thing what we found is that the microbial load in coconut water, some of the coconut which are getting spoiled is very high. So if you can eliminate such a microbial load in the beginning stage itself, that will be helping us to develop a suitable protocol for preserving in situ preservation of this matured coconut water. So based on that, we have developed a technology. I'll be showing the glimpses of that. This is a summary of our activity with respect to the coconut water. We have developed a technology for preservation and also some value-added products. So here we have designed and fabricated and installed a prototype unit for rapid chilling mechanism, and we have a in situ turbidity controller also. So usually this turbidity can be taken as one of the primary measure for this spoilage. Usually this spoiled water will have some kind of turbidity, and clear coconut water is having a standard value for this turbidity. So if we can control this turbidity using a sensor type of mechanism, which can accept only this below the turbidity required turbidity level, and which can reject the turbid water from the processing side in the primary stage itself, which will be addressing some of the most microbial related issues. So we have successfully integrated this kind of turbidity controller with our rapid chiller, which we have designed and fabricated. And we already conducted demonstration with in collaboration with some of the user industries, and it is found to be successful. Now this technology is in the matured level, and any user industries can approach us for availing this. And as a part 2, we have developed various kind of value-added products from matured coconut water in the form of concentrates, fruit blend concentrates, and also we have developed a coconut water coffee, which is a very popular product available in the abroad countries like Philippines, Thailand, and Singapore. So, and also we have developed various kind of milk, coconut water, and coconut milk based powdered product in the micro encapsulated form. So I'll be showing the details. This is a schematic flow sheet, whatever process we have developed here. Coconut water, first of all, it will be treated with a pre-treatment. As I told, it will be passing through a turbidity controller, where the turbid coconut water will be rejected out of the mechanism, and the second it will be going to a centrifuge where it will be the traces of oil will be removed, and after that it will be subjected to the rapid chilling mechanism where the it will be cooled to 4 degrees centigrade within 1 hour, and after that you can take this concentrate out of this coconut water by passing through a specially designed evaporating system, which is a single pass thin film evaporator unit, and this we have already having in our pilot plant. And this concentrate or syrup we can either formulate with any kind of fruit juices or fruit pulp to make the fruit blend form, and it can also be encapsulated using some kind of spray drying techniques for making a ready to consume powder. Either coconut water as such can be spray dried to powder form, or it can be blended with coconut milk also, so that all the solids will be converted to the powder form. These are some of the products we have developed. We developed the plain coconut water concentrate with approximately 50-55% bricks, and also we have developed pineapple and mango based fruit based concentrates from coconut water, and also this micro encapsulated spray dried powder from coconut water, and also mixed with coconut milk. So all these protocols we developed, and the optimization has been done in the pilot plant level. And we also studied on the mineral aspects and as well as other physico-chemical characteristics of the products. And we found that almost 80-90% of all the nutrients present in the original coconut water is retained in our product, because we were using such kind of single pass devices, especially for vacuum concentration and all. Only the heating will be conducted only for fraction of seconds or even fraction of a minute. So it is only we can retain the 100% of the or even 90% of the nutrients which are very high C sensitive. So we are using the protocol in such a way that minimal heating is always employed throughout of the process without making anything getting decomposed. And another area what we were using is a coconut residue. Different coconut residues are available from the coconut industries. So we were making use of this kind of residue to make some kind of biodegradable products which can be used as an alternative to single-use plastics. Actually, our institute were having a lot of expertise in this area. We have started this activity 4 or 5 years back, and we have come out with various kind of biodegradable products such as cutleries, spoons, bowls, cups, etc., which can be used as a single-use plastics. And since the central government is now banning all kinds of such plastics, there is a tremendous scope for developing some natural-based cutleries and plates and other household devices, which can be promoted as a single alternative to this single-use plastics. So we have screened a lot of industrial residues and agricultural residues, and we come out of with 100% biodegradable and microwave-friendly products and tableware, especially from different agricultural resources like rice bran, wheat bran, pineapple leaf. And currently, with financial support from Coconut Development Board, we are also running a project based on coconut residues to make such kind of products. And I'm happy to say that we already successfully developed various products out of this, and now the scale-up studies are in progress. And now we have to evaluate these products with respect to their biodegradability, toxicity, and storage stability, many aspects. And then only we'll be coming out with as a 100% technology package. Hopefully, in the next year middle or even before that, we can come out with a mature technology. So whatever residues we have screened is from the coconut de-oil cake, coconut milk residue, and coconut wood and coconut leaf residue for making such kind of products. The picture of this place I have shown is we have taken from one of our customer which has launched this product. This is based on the wheat bran technology. Now these products which I am showing now, it is based on our coconut based residue. So we can develop any kind of products, and also we can apply some kind of edible coatings using some palm oil, red palm oil, and other kind of vegetable oils, edible type of coatings to this to promote more heat resistance and good looking appearance to make the product more attractive. That technology also we are having. Now we are also working on some aspects in the NIDA, and especially the technology what I have mentioned earlier for matured coconut water for making this kind of concentrate can also be applied for coconut NIDA, and even it has been standardized by us for palm NIDA also. So the same plant can be run for making the value addition for NIDA also. So we have formulated with different kind of NIDA concentrates. Especially we have recently developed a medicated NIDA concentrate based on palm NIDA, so which can be used especially in this COVID situation, because we were formulating with kind of medicated syrup with Tricatu clue from Ayurveda, especially is an immunomodulatory effect, which can be promoted as a immunomodulatory agent, which we have recently transferred to one industry. And also we are working on value addition of coconut flour. Coconut flour is a product. It's a byproduct obtained after recovery of virgin coconut oil by cold pressing. So this coconut flour is having a residual oil content in that, and also it is an enriched source of this proteins and other kind of vitamins. So this protein dietary fiber also is a very enriched source of that. So this can be recovered, and if you are eliminating all kind of sensory properties of coconut out of it, especially this oil content, flavor and other properties, so which can be promoted as a very good supplement for as a base for functional food and nutraceuticals. So with the help of any private industry, we have developed a technology for that. So the product is ready, and it is ready for transfer. And we found that around 16 to 18% of the protein, it is very rich in source of protein, especially 16 to 18% what we avail from the coconut flour available from that industry. And this work has been done in the pilot plant level up to 50 kg batch. Now, desiccated coconut chips and all, that technology also we are having, but our technology is based on one of our dehumidified dyeing technology, which I would like to explore here for any kind of applications. This technology, this dehydration process, we are carrying out under very less temperature, that is around the maximum temperature is 40 degrees centigrade, and it is comparison with other existing dehydration facilities for various kind of agri producers. This dryer has got several advantages of energy recycling. So it is 20% energy can be saved compared to the other drying models, but it is comparatively, other dryers will be working on 50 to 60 degrees centigrade, and most of the bioactives and color flavor retention will be less. And here much less operation, and it is a uniform distribution of heat inside the drying chamber. So we'll be getting much higher quality product compared to the other dryers, especially for flavor retention like spices and all. And when it is applicable for this coconut, you can see that white color retention will be comparatively high when we are using this kind of dehumidified dryers. This technology is also ready for us. And we also made some other value-added products from coconut water. This is an ongoing study. We have made a coconut water coffee and coconut water concentrate, and this product has been developed both ready to drink form and a concentrated form, which can be reconstituted as a drink. And we also studied the storage and stability studies and the sensor properties, and we found that the product is having excellent properties and stability, and which can be promoted as a very good product in tie-up with the industries. And we also found that this coconut water can be used as a plant growth promoter. So we have got a very good microbiology team in our institution, and with their help, we are trying to work out whether coconut water can be used as a plant growth supplement in plant tissue culture and micropropagation. We already done some bench level works, and we found that coconut water, which is getting supplemented with some kind of bacteria, Pseudomonas and other microbial strain which we have developed, which can be used as a liquid biofertilizers. The product already we have made, and now we are undertaking the nutritional and validation studies, which will be explored within a short span of time. So coming to our infrastructure facilities, our division also have, as I mentioned earlier, we have got a very good pilot plant facilities, and we also have analytical services for chemical characterization, development of analytical protocols, and we also have biological study facility for establishing their health aspects, for validating the products scientifically for their nutritional and health benefits. And we also have an ongoing incubation program. We are in collaboration with the government of Kerala. We are one of the agri-business incubation centers, and we usually undertake many projects, especially in fruits and vegetable sector and also in the spices sector. And some of the facilities we are having for this coconut and other vegetable oil refineries also can be used for this, extending the incubation facility for the new entrepreneurs as and also for the running industries. And as I mentioned earlier, the dietary fiber recovery from the coconut flour, actually we associated with one industry under this incubation program, and the product has been developed as collaboration with that party. And so I invite everybody those who are interested in taking part as our incubation program for this to offer our technical support in this sector. And these are some of the industries which we are having collaboration projects. It's not only from coconut sector, but we also from the other areas of research also for the past 2-3 years. Okay, with this I conclude my talk. Once again, I thank you for everyone for giving me an opportunity for this section.
Thank you, sir, for that very refreshing presentation about the various prospects for coconut water and also for other products also that can be made, like dietary fiber and those biodegradable plates and all. So now it's open for discussion. Rajkumar sir, we had a request in the chat whether the presentation could be shared. So we just...
Yeah, definitely it can be shared. That's not a problem.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we will share a PDF version of the presentation in our website so that they can download it. Is that, I hope it is okay.
It's okay.
Okay. Now, any questions? You can put your questions in the chat so that the resource speakers are here to answer your questions. Sir, Venugopal sir, could you kindly enlighten about how the technology can be sourced from you if an entrepreneur is interested?
Yes, if it is a readily available technology which can be showcased, which is already showcased, we can transfer this based on the signing an MOU. That is directly we can give. But we also undertake a sponsored project which we are not thorough with that. Suppose the technology is not with us, we will be collaborating with the industry based on the signing an MOU, and within a short span of time, within 3 months or 6 months, we can develop the technology and we can transfer. So there are two mechanisms. One is direct technology transfer, and then under a sponsored project. So most of the industries are approaching us for not only for technologies, but also related to the issues related to the processing or quality control. Those kind of work we undertake as a sponsored project or as a consultancy project.
Okay, sir. So we have one question from Bala Subramanian from Global Coconut. His question is waste coconut water, how to use as a fertilizer?
A biofertilizer, it can be done because there is some kind of bacteria source available, like microbial strains. like Pseudomonas bacteria and all. So in our institute, we also have some of our bacterial strain developed by our biotechnology group. So we are trying to formulate this coconut water by dosing with this kind of bacteria in an optimized dosage. The product we already developed. But the problem is it has to be validated as per the agriculture protocols. Like drugs, what we are standardizing, validating, it has to be standardized under some protocol, which is a little bit costly and also time consuming. So product development part is very easy, but it has to be validated as for supplying it as a for marketing it. That's the problem. So that part will take some time also. Yes, yes.
So for giving it as to give us a technology, it will take time. You have to follow the process.
It will take time.
Okay. Another question is there, sir. Is there UV treatment technology for bottling tender coconut and Nira?
UV based technology.
Yes, sir. For bottling of tender coconut and Nira, whether there is UV treatment technology.
UV technology, I don't think, but the scale-up issues there for the UV technology, but we don't have that expertise. What we are using is either we'll process with in situ processing. After that, we'll store it for a 4 degree. So we are getting a stability up to 3 months if it is a concentrate, or if it is a ready to drink water, more than 1.5 months we are getting. Otherwise, you can use for some kind of natural preservatives, which can be shelf life can be extended up to 6 months. That's the practice we are using. Otherwise, tetra packing is to be the best option.
Okay, sir. Another question from Christine is, please suggest measures for curbing future invasions in view of the recent whitefly entry to the coconut sector. Rajkumar sir, could you share your
Yes, madam. Actually, invasives, as you all know, is definitely a problem to biodiversity, and also it creates a lot of initial setbacks in the at the time of introduction. So we may have to give a lot of emphasis to strengthen quarantine, because quarantine aspect of introduction should be definitely curtailed. So we should not allow materials from other countries, especially the ornamental palms, to enter into India without proper quarantine. One which we have to initiate immediately. Second thing is the regular surveillance service, which we are normally doing, taking all partners together and see that if at all that is there, at the start itself, you should curb it. That is one of the area. And the third is awareness campaign. Whenever it has come, you have to see that it is all are sensitized, and management strategy, especially emergency modules, are being developed very systematically. I always feel that we should have a same responsible transport of planting materials. That is the key structure which all the farming community and the scientists should envisage, so that the pests, especially the non-native pests, are not spreading or creating issues in the long run. Thank you.
Rajkumar sir, one more question is there. What are the latest dwarf varieties that are recommended for Telangana state for bund plantation in paddy field and backyard plantations?
Actually, in Andhra Pradesh itself, they have an excellent variety called as Gangabandam. I think Gangabandam is a dwarf. It is known for very good tender water also. Its performance in most of the areas, excluding on the root wheel tract, I think it is performing extraordinarily well. Even I have a good experience about this particular variety in Lakshadweep area. So definitely in Telangana, it is advisable. They can go for it, and definitely take it a very the number should be very small to start with. They have to acclimatize to the condition, and regular nutrition at the same time. Pest management is very critical, because normally dwarfs are susceptible to most of the pests, especially the rhinoceros beetle and the red palm weevil. That part they have to take care. Otherwise, it is a wonderful thing. And for the Telangana region, I feel Gangapundam will be the best suited dwarf variety. Of course, we have a couple of things. And if a farmer is interested in the orange kind of thing, he can think about Chavakad orange dwarf. But I feel in Telangana, it should be Gangapundam.
Sir, one question, sir. Approximately cost for Nira production machinery and packing machinery. Maybe Venugopal sir can elaborate.
Yeah, Nira processing, all this depends upon the cost product line. If you are having a direct bottling or concentrating, it can be up to 25 to 35 lakhs for a 500 liter per day processing unit. And if you are having obviously tetra packing, and it will be costly. Otherwise, 25 to 35 lakhs, it is possible.
So Hima Sri Kumar, she has asked, can you share the coconut water coffee technology?
Yeah, we can share the technology. Right, it is a matured stage now. You have to approach us with a formal request.
To Rajkumar sir, they want the contact details, sir. Could you share your contact details?
Yeah, in my last slide, everything is there. In my last slide, contact details are there.
My first slide, I had everything. Definitely, it can be shared. That's not a problem.
We will be sharing the presentations in our website, so you will be getting the contact details of both the resource speakers. Another question that is not related to coconut, but I'll read it out. What are the post-harvest technologies available for turmeric with mist?
Yeah, turmeric, we have oils and oleoresins from turmeric, then turmeric powder, then fresh turmeric, pre-treatment operations for making dry turmeric. That also we have.
Okay. Rajkumar sir, one question is there any pest forecasting mechanism for rugospiraling whitefly?
Actually, forecasting module has been done by some institute, especially IAHR. But what we feel is when this pest came to the country in Tamil Nadu and Kerala was the first state to notice and observe it. It rapidly spread to other coconut growing areas also. Presently, it is present even in northeastern state as well as in the Lakshadweep Island. So more or less the entire country has been with the pest. So a forecasting model for that matter is only pertaining to the weather factors. See that when weather shoots beyond a certain limit, especially the temperature shoots beyond 35, 40, 38, 40. In that case, we have to be careful. And if there is any staggering in the rainfall, also we may have to be extremely worried because rainfall and the temperature makes a critical factor for this. But as such, we don't have a model, but a model attempt has been done. But so far, all the states or all the coconut growing tracts have been reported with this particular pest.
Okay, sir. There have been 2 questions related to cyclone storm Fanny, which we have answered in the chat. Other than that, if any more questions, could you kindly put in the chat so that the resource speakers are waiting? One question from Regional Office Bangalore. Other than cold chain, can we extend the shelf life of Nira and tender coconut water by UV treatment? I think that was already answered by sir.
Yes.
The cost of desiccated coconut or chips machine.
Desiccated coconut chips machine. Our dehydration, we have having a dehydration unit for making this desiccated coconut chips. For that dehydrator, we need around 10 lakh rupees for making around 500 kg per day production capacity.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I think that is what we have received, the questions we have received in the chat box and the question answer. I hope the questions, the answers that the resource speakers have given is satisfying for the participants. If you have any more queries, we will be putting the PPT in our website. You can directly contact them in case of further queries and they'll be ready to answer. So I think with that, we have come to an end to the technical session. And I would like to extend our sincere thanks to Rajkumar sir and Venugopal sir. Actually, we had just called you, both of you, over phone, but you had immediately consented for the program. And Rajkumar sir, your session was very informative, especially in today's time when we are having sudden incidences of pest and diseases. And we vividly remember the time when the rugospiraling whitefly attack happened, and you had traveled along with farmers and coconut board people to all around Pollachi, looking at what is the infestation and all. So we are really grateful for the load of information that you have given through this presentation. And I think it is going to be really beneficial. We'll be sharing that through our website. And I think most of our farmers who have not only those who have seen your presentation, listen to you today, but also it will be beneficial for others also. So on behalf of Coconut Development Board and all the coconut community, the farmers, everybody who are here, we would like to extend our sincere gratitude to you, sir, for handling a wonderful session. And Venugopal, sir, to you also, sir. Mature coconut water is an area which is of interest for many people because it is actually, if it is not utilized, it is a pollutant. They have to invest so much money to get rid of that. So in a processing unit, the various options available for processing of mature coconut water you have presented is very in a very good manner. And also recently we have had so much like inquiries how to use how to make dietary fiber from the virgin coconut oil units or coconut milk units. So you had also touched upon that, and also many other products which is of relevance to the coconut sector, especially now when we are moving for everything biodegradable, everything environment friendly. And in such a context, coconut has a lot of products to offer. And I think your presentation would trigger some ideas in some entrepreneurs, and they'll come to you, and then we will see our industry growing in a successful manner, and that will also benefit our farming community also. So with that, I would extend sincere appreciation and gratitude to you, Venugopal sir, on behalf of Coconut Development Board and all the entrepreneurs and farmers who have joined here. So with this, we will be closing the session. I would request all our participants. Once more, I would like to thank all the participants who have joined this session and given us some wonderful remarks regarding the program. So I hope it was benefiting to all of you. So we will close this session with the national anthem. I would request all of you to stand in respect for the national anthem. Thank you. என்ன ക്ലോസ് ചെയ്യൂ?